and military.
Now, all I'm saying is, if I ever get arrested or assassinated, it was this stream right here. Remember this one. Mark the date. This was the stream that done it. Just saying. That's a smart cat. Bro, why is this cat so intelligent? What? Wow. Now, how does it know though? Show your cat Spear. My cat's so fat that it will like put you off cats, trust me. You don't want to see my cat. Relax, she's on her period. What? My mum would smack me and be like, shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, but that's your mum. This cat isn't, it's kid.
What is faster, sound or light? I have a question, is it?
Sound.
Think so?
That's what yours is did.
The sound was moving?
Let's see. I think sound, bro. That shit, that was fast as fuck though, I ain't gonna lie.
That light was kind of moving though.
Now that time that light was moving, let's do 1-1 then, 1-1. Now you already got it on now, that's cheating. Alright, that's it.
Let me give it a head start. You said sound was faster though.
The first time, the second time it was kind of like, it was kind of closer.
Alright, hold on, cause I did, hold on, let me put it.
Sound, bro.
Sound?
Sound, bro.
Hold on, let me give it a head start.
Light might have got you.
Light might have got,
yeah,
yeah,
about a little bit,
okay.
it's about a little bit. Ta.
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 Huh.
Dude, that was the top two.
Ta.
That was the top, bro. Jack, yeah, it's good.
Give me on your mark, so go.
On your mark, get set, go. Sound. That time, sound.
You know what? You know what? It's fake, definitely. So I respect it because they're not this stupid. There's no way. There's no way that's impossible. So because it's fake, I respect it. Who am I leaning against? Aurora.
And why you ended up popping your balloon?
Brianna, 26. My eyes are up here, baby.
There's nothing to look at. Why she flaming him? What?
Brianna, 26. My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms. You know, women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't
Queen.
do too much.
You know, I don't like that. That's
Okay.
all I was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body
You just
parts,
wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not
eyes.
what it is.
That's
No, I was
all
looking at the hair on your
Anyways,
arms, Queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much,
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
Alright,
so that's
cool.
all good.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay.
Why is he being rude? I was looking at the hair on your arms, Queen.
This is proof of why Steph Curry has abnormal powers. Because after the game, when a guy from the crowd asked him to make a basket from outside the court, he accepted and did something no one even thought was possible. Take a look.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap! Stop! Stop! Stop!
This is
Stop! Stop!
proof of why
missed,
Steph
wait,
Curry
he
has
missed?
abnormal powers. Because after the game, when a guy from the crowd asked him to make a basket from
Wait, what
outside
do you
the
mean he
court, he accepted and did something no one even thought was possible. Take a look.
Wait, did I actually miss?
This
He didn't make it though. Okay, forget it then. Why are we hyping him up? What's this?
Here we are, the cameras poised and ready, and here comes a young twalker. He's in a stolen car, he has no insurance, and he's so off his face on drugs, he's actually incapable of exceeding the speed limit. So he's completely safe. Look, no flash at all there. Now, who's this? Why, it's Osama bin Laden, the world's most wanted man. He hasn't been apprehended yet because he's realised that if he sticks to 30 miles an hour, he'll be quite safe. Yes, there we are. All that police enforcement technology and it can't catch the world's best-known terrorist. Ah, but look what we have here. It's a little old lady on her way to the village fete with some cakes. Whoops, she's inadvertently strayed up to 34 miles an hour and good, it's got her. What a maniac. Here we are.
What, these supposed to be hard? Doesn't London have like the most speed cameras in the world? I'm pretty sure. What's this?
Where have you been? It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I've been playing poker with some blokes.
Playing poker with some blokes? You can pack your bags and go.
So can you, sweetheart? This ain't our fucking house anymore.
That's so good. Low-key deserved. Well, I don't know why, but it deserved. They didn't even say nothing, they're just laughing. He caught me, man. What's this?
On the morning of January 2nd, 1978, a woman in California received a call asking for someone named Ray. She didn't know anyone by that name, so she simply told the caller they had the wrong number and hung up. Back then, callers had to manually enter each digit of the number they wanted to call in a rotary phone, and accidentally entering the wrong number was a common mistake. So, she didn't think much of this and moved on with her day. However, things took a horrifying turn that evening when she received another call from the same person. And what she heard on the other end of this audio call was extremely disturbing.
Hello? Hello?
The man who was politely asking to speak with someone named Ray earlier was now threatening to end her life. What's worse is that this audio call wasn't a baseless threat or a troll. The person calling was later found out to be the Golden State Killer, one of the most infamous serial killers in US history. He terrorized California for over a decade, from 1974 to 1986, and operated across multiple
counties. Bro, I feel
counties.
like the 70s had the most serial killers, bro. Like, we missed out. Every serial killer's from the 70s and 80s, man.
Including Sacramento, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and Orange County. What made him more terrifying than most other serial killers was just how precise and thorough he was. Instead of committing the crime whenever he got the chance, he would often plan months in advance. He would stalk his victims, learning everything about their daily lives and routines to find...
You know what? This guy's a degenerate prick. Why did he kill this woman? Guy's a fucking asshole.
The right opportunity. This also included surveying the area around their home to plan escape routes. Sometimes he would break into his victims' homes beforehand to unlock windows, unload guns, and plant the gear he was later going to use for the crime. He would also call his future victims many times leading up to the crime and threaten them, similar to the call you heard earlier. This was all a part of his act, with these calls serving...
Bro, this is genius! He breaks into the house prematurely, in advance. He unloads the guns and hides the weapons. What the flip is that, bro?
As a way for him to mentally torment his victims ahead of time. When he eventually broke into their home for the last time, he would often tie them up and make himself at home, even cooking in their kitchen on occasion. Put simply, he was extremely confident in his planning, and unfortunately it worked. By the end of 1986, he had broken into different homes over 120 times, and in more than 64 victims, 3 of which were children. However, despite the authorities having tons of evidence against him, like fingerprints, footprints, masks, multiple rings, and many different sketches from witnesses, nothing led to a name. He would even call and taunt the police and families of his victims, daring them to catch him. But despite all this, the case remained cold for over 40 years.
Whoa.
That is, until the late 2010s, when a new kind of detective work changed everything. You see, investigators already had plenty of DNA evidence from the killer. However, his DNA didn't match the limited samples they had in their database. But in 2016, a very distant relative of the Golden State Killer took a...
Of course this was in California. People in Texas don't play that shit. They would have killed this motherfucker the first time he got in their home to prep his crimes. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. And I can tell you're from Texas. You're a patriot. Good for you, man.
DNA ancestry test through one of the companies like 23andMe. The DNA data from this company was aggregated by a company called GED Match. And the FBI then used this extensive database to see if any of the samples matched with the DNA evidence they had. While they didn't find the killer, they did find a match with one of his very distant relatives. This allowed them to go through the whole family tree with over 1,000 members and eventually find the person they were looking for. After 40 long years, the identity of the man behind this creepy call was finally made public.
Let me see him.
On April 24, 2018, authorities arrested then 73-year-old Joseph.
Oh my god! Do you know what's crazy, chat? I swear I can see evil in people's faces. I never used to be like this. Past couple of months, something's changed. I can see it. I can see it. Like, if you told me this guy was a disgusting killer, some weird freak that would do criminal activities behind closed doors, I'd tell you that first.
Joseph James D'Angelo, the Golden State Killer. He was a Vietnam War veteran and an ex-police officer from the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office. Investigation of his past also revealed a chilling instance from July 1979 when he was arrested for shoplifting a hammer and dog repellent. In hindsight, it's obvious that he was going to use both of these items for one of his crimes. And the reason he tried to steal them instead of paying was because he didn't want the sale tied back to his name in any way. In July of 2020, Joseph pled guilty to 13 counts of murder and 13 counts of kidnapping in a plea bargain to avoid the death penalty. He was given 13 consecutive
Avoid the death penalty, bro. Right, you're basically there, mate. Just let it happen. Like, what are you talking about?
Sentences without the possibility of parole and is now serving his time at a California state prison.
The game's lost.
The recorded audio calls he made to his soon-to-be victims have gone down as some of the most disturbing pieces of audio ever recorded. On the 1st of December 2017, Reddit user Drudagon17 made a Reddit post hoping to find an explanation for the terrifying screams he heard while on vacation. What's causing these screams? So, I'm not really sure what this is. I've had a lot of people tell me different
man. I want to know if he married, I want to know if he had kids, I want to know what happened.
Things, but no one really knows for sure. Maybe someone here could help me shed some light. Alongside this, he linked to a recording of what sounded like a person screaming at the top of their lungs. The OP then went into detail
I swear that could be someone playing Repo. Am I lying? Like, it could be anything, bro. Let's not speculate here.
The circumstances surrounding these disturbing noises, reading, earlier in the year, I went on a long road trip across the states, mainly visiting the national parks and a few cities along the way. Towards the end of the trip, we found ourselves staying in the small town of West Yellowstone. This appeared to be an ideal base whilst we explored Yellowstone National Park. We booked into a pretty creepy but cheap motel just off the main street for a couple of nights. Me and my fiance had one room, my parents another. On the first morning there, we planned to get up early, catch the sunrise, and hopefully spot some of the local wildlife. So our alarms were set for 5 a.m. At about 4:45 a.m., I was woken by loud banging on the door, followed by crying and shouting. I instantly jumped out of my bed thinking the worst had happened. I opened the door to my mom in a state of panic, saying, "There's someone screaming, a woman screaming." There, clear as day, I could hear a woman screaming. It sounded as though it was within 100 feet of us. Mom claimed it had been happening for the last 30 minutes. We wanted to call the police, but had no phone signal, no phones in the rooms, and we were the only people about. This, on its own, is pretty terrifying. But what made this encounter even more unnerving was what happened next, with the OP and his family having a very bizarre interaction with local law enforcement, stating, "Then, after I'd been hearing the scream for about half an hour, so roughly an hour since it started, a police officer seemed to..."
for half an hour and didn't go try and help. Chat, as much of a degen I am, if someone was screaming for half an hour, after 10 minutes I'd start getting pissed off enough to just go out and help. I wouldn't even do it because I'm selfless or like I'm a hero. I'd do it just because I'm getting angry now. Like, bro, I'm trying to sleep. Can this bitch shut up already? And I'd go out and find it. Like, am I lying, bro? 10 minutes is enough for me to say, fuck this, I'm looking for it now.
to appear out of nowhere. He started to ask questions about what we were doing and why we were up. We thought he'd come about the scream, so we quickly told him everything. He then heard the scream and sped off towards town. The screaming got less frequent and eventually stopped, so we decided to go about our day. We saw all the lovely sights of Yellowstone and even showed several park rangers the video to see if it's an animal. They all said they've not heard anything like it before. So when we got back into town that evening, we stopped into the sheriff's office to try and get some information. This was met with a lot of hostility from both the lady at reception, who eventually closed the shutter in our face, and the same officer we had seen that morning. They both said exactly the same thing. It almost sounded like a script. "Sorry ma'am, but that was an intoxicated woman yelling for her boyfriend." I don't quite understand how they can put that down to someone shouting at their boyfriend. I get people get really wasted, but not to the point where you just scream and never say any words.
True though.
So, what was the source of the disturbing screaming Dredagon heard that night? The most prevalent theory I've come across is that these noises were coming from an animal, more specifically a mountain lion.
Yeah,
this makes a lot
lions
of
do
sense
scream like
since mountain lions are native to the Yellowstone wilderness. More importantly, their screams are eerily similar to what the OP heard during his stay in that area.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. I called it before I even heard the scream. Yeah, that's because you lived in Yellowstone. You're not smart. You experienced.
That said, it's still possible that the police officers were telling the truth and that these screams were coming from an intoxicated woman. The pitch of the second scream in the OP's recording in particular is a lot more human-like than something coming from an animal.
Nah.
One person on YouTube even tried to explain this uncanny difference, stating that the first round of screaming sounds like it's coming from a mountain lion, and the second time sounds like a person screaming back at the animal. Maybe they were just annoyed and were trying to scare away the animal or get it to shut up. While this could have been the case, most of the screaming noises OP heard were likely coming from a mountain lion, since according to his post, he didn't hear any cries for help or other words in these noises.
Hey, but we just speculating.
Even if
Where's
it
the
were
dead
coming
body,
from
bro? Nobody cares that much.
Highly intoxicated woman, it's safe to assume that she would say something aside from just yelling at the top of her lungs.
My neighbor hears that, bro. Like, my neighbor hears that every day when I'm playing League of Legends.
Why did two different police officers tell the same lie? Some people speculated that they did so just to avoid scaring off tourists, or that they were just pulling a prank. But from what I've seen, Dredagon was most likely lying about this part of his
story. If I don't see a dead body, then this is fake, and no one cares it as well. Go to the next one. There you go.
9-year-old video showcasing a mountain lion scream.
No, but
that being said, it's been over 7 years since the original post, and Dredagon hasn't urban and began hearing a strange, high-pitched. February 2016, the residents of Forest Grove, Oregon began hearing a strange, high-pitched noise in the area. This eerie noise was limited to the city of Forest Grove and the wilderness surrounding it. It could only be heard for a few—
What the fuck, so what, bro? If you hear that, what do you mean? I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's the end of times, bro. I'll be panicking.
Minutes at a time. It would begin blaring randomly throughout the day, and often late into the night before going away for a few hours. One of the most disturbing aspects of this noise was how quickly it spread to the entire city. Its tone was deeply uncomfortable, resulting in a lot of people calling
we need
the police
a documentary of like these teenagers that committed a crime. Give me one, quick.
Stress.
It's happened twice tonight. It's happened about 5 times during the last 7 days, and the neighbor beside me, we can't even hear each other in the backyard. Neither one of us can figure out what's happening.
Throughout that February, emergency services received over 200 calls from concerned citizens, some even reporting physical symptoms from hearing the noise. But one question was on
We need some murders, chat. Like, what is this? This is nothing. We need someone to go missing, or the spy in the bag mystery. Oh, have you heard about this one? I think I know. I've heard about this like 10 years ago. It's that Russian spy. And it was like the whole case was confusing. Like they had like flipping dolphin liver in the fridge and shit like that. Like none of it was making any sense. Oh, I was in London. We're watching it. Welcome to London, chat. This is the shit you see. London boss. Come on, eh? That's me. Alderney Street. Never heard of it.
On Monday the 23rd of August 2010, PC John Gallagher of the Metropolitan Police made
Chat, I said we're not playing Nuzlocke.
his way to an address in Pimlico, London, an affluent area of the city known for its elegant architecture and charming Victorian homes. It's roughly 4:40 p.m. and Gallagher meets the letting agent at the entrance of 36 Alderney Street.
Do Nuzlocke, you fuck up. Alright, after this.
House that now serves as a block of rented apartments.
I can't be asked today, chat, man. Please.
The letting agent opens the door and they make their way to flat 4 at the top of the building. Gallagher had been called out to check on the well-being of the tenant, Gareth Williams, who was reported missing by a work colleague earlier that day, claiming he had been absent without leave for over a week. The problem, however, is that this person isn't just your average Londoner. Williams is a code breaker who works for MI6, the UK Secret Intelligence Service, and therefore
Chad, the
his
MI6
absence
is literally what... So there's the MI5 and there's the MI6. The MI5 work... what's the opposite of international? National. They work nationally. Okay? They're a secret service that operate in the UK. The MI6, domestic. Yeah, domestic violence. The MI6 is international. CIA, basically. It's the international intelligence agency. Not CIA, FBI. No, but FBI are brain dead. Like, FBI in America is normal. You see an FBI agent, I'm the FBI. MI5 is not like that. They're discreet. I've never seen anyone from the MI5 in my life. You see what I'm saying? MI7 is galactic. But MI5 is serious. Like, it's not like... It's like the CIA. And MI6 is also like CIA, but internationally.
is concerning not just from a personal standpoint, but from a national security front as well. The letting agent unlocks the door and waits outside as PC Gallagher enters the apartment.
MI4's in your bathroom.
The home looks relatively tidy, and there seems to be nothing untoward or suspicious inside. Yet as Gallagher looks deeper, he notices a few anomalies. A woman's wig hangs from a chair. A factory reset phone surrounded by several SIM cards lay on the table.
I need a new SIM card, remind me, I need to buy one.
Emanating from the radiators, despite it being a reasonably warm summer's day. Making his way upstairs, Gallagher would inspect the floor, eventually reaching the ensuite bathroom, where he would find a peculiar item occupying the bathtub. A bulging, bold red duffel bag was squeezed into the space, with a small Yale padlock ominously closing the two zips together. He attempted to lift the bag to inspect it closer, before realising that its contents held a significant weight. As it rose from the porcelain, a sinister smell began to pervade the air, whilst a scarlet red liquid began seeping from the base of the holdall.
You think it's blood?
After calling HQ for assistance, police would eventually cut open the bag to reveal the naked, deceased body of Gareth Williams, sparking international intrigue and an emergency investigation into what led to this bizarre and deadly set of circumstances.
Bro, this is the best case, bro. Why is there a wig on the chair? You know what I mean? Like, it's some weird shit going on. Why is there a wig on your head? It's not a wig.
Gareth Williams was born in Anglesey, Wales in the late 70s, and from a young age, he was said to be gifted with exceptional intelligence.
Calm down on the
Described
glaze,
by
mate.
his old school teachers as a maths genius and the pupil with the fastest brain they'd ever met.
Oh, zip it up when you're
Williams was
done, mate.
passing GCSE and A-level maths exams at the early ages of 10 and 13.
What? Oh, this guy's smart as fuck. Bro, he done his GCSEs when he was 10. And he done his A-levels at 13. Chat, even I couldn't pass my A-levels. And I was 18.
Eventually graduating with a university degree in the subject before he had even reached adulthood.
What? Boy, this brother's
go on to study
Einstein! Whoa. He got his university degree while he's still in... Okay, he's one of those guys from like flipping Big Bang Theory. You know when they're making up some bullshit? Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
Advanced maths at St Catherine's College, Cambridge. And as his remarkable abilities garnered a reputation, he would soon be headhunted by GCHQ.
Makes sense.
The UK's intelligence
I'm
and
telling you, the MI6,
cybersecurity
MI5
agency.
is no joke. They're no joke.
During his time there as a communications officer, Williams was able to apply his unique talents to help defend the country against various forms of cyber threats and terrorist plots, one of which was known as the Liquid Bomb Plot, a campaign by a group of...
That brother in the middle looks like a SpearShot viewer. That guy is dumb as fuck. Oh my god. I could tell he's stupid, this guy, bro. What the hell is that? What the hell is that even? That is the most jungle main looking face I've ever seen. God damn it. Wow, that brother's ugly.
Radicals who were planning to detonate homemade explosives on planes, disguising the bombs as soft drinks. Williams was heavily involved in foiling this terror attack and eventually worked his way up the ranks at GCHQ before taking on a secondment as a codebreaker at MI6. It would be here that Williams would dip his toe much further into the world of international espionage, rubbing shoulders with secret agents and spies on highly confidential cases.
Like
a far cry from his usual work as a desk-bound technician in Cheltenham. Williams rented the apartment in Pimlico due to its close...
Wait. Say that again. Sorry.
A far cry from his usual work as a desk-bound technician in Cheltenham.
So he used to be a technician?
Williams rented the apartment in Pimlico due to its close proximity to his new workplace, with it being only a few hundred yards away from MI6
That's
headquarters.
his cover, okay.
Family mentioned he never spoke about his job, whilst neighbours would state how they would rarely see Williams, with his curtains and windows almost always closed.
Yeah.
He was unmarried, an avid cyclist who was heavily invested in fitness.
Bro, if this guy couldn't get married, chat, I'm cooked, man. I'm cooked, bro. He's a flipping genius. He's got an insanely high-paying job. He can just point at a house and say, I want that, and he can have it. Like, there's no way this guy wasn't married. Bro.
Incredibly private, introverted individual.
Same.
People who knew him locally suggested he had no close friends other than his sister, and no love interests whilst living in London.
Me for real.
Williams's death has been widely debated over the years, with many parts of the 31-year-old's personal and professional life being highly scrutinised to try and bring his story to a satisfying conclusion. Let's take a deep dive into this case and assess all the evidence, accounts, and possible theories as to what led to his fate, starting with the forensics at the crime scene.
That's smart. I know why.
Upon
He must be
his
gay. Nah, I think he had like weird kinks. I don't know what exactly, but these smart people always have the weirdest kinks, man.
Williams's body was described as being in an advanced state of decay, suggesting he could have been decomposing in the tub for almost a fortnight before he was eventually found.
He nibbles on armpit hair or some shit like that. I don't know, bro. Like some weird shit. He's one of those ones. Pegged. Nah, even beyond that. Like some creepy shit. Look at Hamza. He's got some creepy shit. He's smart. It's always like that. When they're really, really smart, there's always some weird, kinky stuff going on.
Williams, who measured roughly 5'7", was supposedly so contorted in the holdall that officers initially thought that his arms and legs had been dismembered to allow everything to fit inside.
Bro, he's short.
In the bag with
No wonder he's not married.
was the key to the padlock, which had secured the zips together.
No, they're not married, bro. Oh, man. Smartest guy the world has ever seen. He's a genius. He passed university while he was still a kid. He finished his A-levels when he was 10. He done all of this. He done all of that. He's working for the MI6. He's the smartest guy you can find in London. But he's too short. Like, that's it. It's just that's how life is, isn't it?
Despite the lock being fastened on the outside, there were also no other items inside the bag that would have helped Williams escape, such as a knife or scissors. There were seemingly no signs of a struggle, with no scratch marks from within, and no significant bruising on his body from attempting to escape. Pathologists would later determine that there were slight grazes on Williams's arm which could have been caused by attempts to get out of the bag, yet nothing conclusive to suggest that as fact. There was no evidence that Williams had been stabbed, choked, or bludgeoned, and no signs of any drugs or alcohol in his system. Further forensic analysis tested for over 100 different poisonous substances, all of which came back negative, yet some may have evaded detection due to the body's decayed state. There were also small traces of DNA belonging to 2 separate individuals found on the zips and lock, but the identity of these individuals was inconclusive.
Oh, what?
As for the rest of the apartment, there were no major signs of a disturbance, with the flat being described as relatively tidy and
if
no
this
evidence.
happened to an MI6 agent and they got away with it, then who are these guys? Who are these brothers that done it to him? Do you know what I mean?
Of any theft or burglary taking place. Outside the ensuite, in the main bedroom, the only irregularity was the duvet to the bed left strewn on the floor. The second bedroom was host to another North Face duffel bag, but more surprisingly, the wardrobe contained over £15,000 worth of women's designer clothing.
Bro, he's one of them guys. There's a reason there was a wig on the kitchen table, bro. This brother's zesty like that. He's got a kink, bro. I'm telling you, he likes to dress up as a woman and get spanked or something. He's one of those guys. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. He did 15k worth of women's clothing. Not married. Yeah, all right, Kluge. Like, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, he's a freak like that. Trust me.
Including 6
He's a fanboy.
unopened boxes of
He was a
unworn
fanboy before it was
attire.
cool.
Downstairs, a green towel from the bathroom was found on the kitchen floor, containing DNA from an unidentified person, whilst in the lounge, police found women's makeup along with the red-headed wig.
Whose DNA was on that?
Other than the smartphone and SIM cards, an unusual newspaper cutting titled "The Top 5 Regrets of the Die-In" was found on the table amongst various letters and envelopes. There were no signs of forced entry into the flat and no broken windows, but the front door had been double locked from the outside with a key, something which wasn't possible to do from the inside due to the nature of the lock. Lastly, as previously mentioned, the radiators in the home were turned up to a significantly high heat, despite average daytime temperatures being relatively warm at around 20 degrees Celsius that month. Whilst it's unclear at this point what the circumstances...
I don't want the MI6 to kill me, yeah? But what if he stumbled upon something in the MI6 that the MI6 didn't even want him to stumble on? So you see what I'm saying? They dealt with it. And that's why there's no culprit. You're not going to find the MI6. You see what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Were that led to Williams's fate. Many initially believed that this was a clear-cut case of murder, based on the evidence at the crime scene alone. Even if you were to put aside all the other strange oddities at the address, the manner in which Williams's body was found was enough to conclude that this was the work of somebody else.
You're done, boss.
Add this to the fact that
You know
his
what's
work
crazy?
in...
Like, these days, I'm not even scared of getting, I don't know, some like MI6 member showing up at my door. It's more so like, I just don't want them to touch my family. You see what I'm saying? I'm that age now. Like, I'm getting too old for this shit. Edward Snowden, like, look, if the MI6 member showed up at my door, someone like, kill me, bro. Like, just do it. I don't care that much. Like, do it, bro, do it. I don't have to stream League tomorrow. Fuck it. Go. Like, I wouldn't even get angry or anything. Just do it. Hurry up, man. Like, I swear to God, that's how I'm gonna end up. But it's just like, I don't want anything to happen to anyone I love. You see what I'm saying? Concluded it's a murder. Duh. They're so smart. Nah, but it's not really a concrete conclusion. The only reason they're saying that is because they found DNA. Because there was no struggle from the bag. It was locked while he had the key in the inside. It was weird. Like, what?
Involved espionage. Theories of a James Bond-esque assassination began to look less like a work of fiction and more like a grim reality. With no obvious suspects or murder weapons present, Williams's body was taken away for further tests, and as they awaited post-mortem results, the Metropolitan Police, MI6, and even the FBI all came together to try and piece together what they could to build a timeline of events.
Of course the
leading up
MI6
to-
are going to pretend that they're on the case as well. If the MI6 are like, nah, we're not going to help you with this, then everyone's going to be like, oh, yo. You see what I'm saying? Well, you do what? This is one of your brothers. And then they're like, yeah. So they're gonna be like, yeah, what can I help you, Kluge? Yeah, just keep hiding evidence, bro. Keep hiding it. Don't worry. Don't let them find out it's us. Like they're doing that.
To his death. The earliest date that Williams's movement could be traced back to was Wednesday the 11th of August, when he would return to London from a trip to the USA.
It was the CIA. They were jealous.
It's unclear whether this was for business or leisure, but it was later discovered that Williams had been tasked, along with other intelligence officers, to infiltrate and report on hacking networks in the US and UK. So it may have been related to this activity. Various CCTV images were able to capture Williams a few days later on Saturday the 14th, where he was seen pictured at Holland Park tube station, and again captured on camera shopping on Brompton Road the following day.
James Bond does not dress like this. I don't buy this whole thing anymore. I don't even think it was part of MI6. Bro, intelligence agency guys don't walk around in a red shirt. It's too... Like, your eye gets caught by a red shirt because we're built like that for forest gathering berries and shit like that. I don't know, hunter-gatherer days where we just see a plant and we're like, oh my god, a strawberry. So you don't want that. You don't want to stand out. You want like grey, black, blue. I don't know, what doesn't stand out? Yellow.
At 2:30 p.m, he was seen outside Harrods department store in Hans Crescent before heading towards Sloane Street near Dolce & Gabbana.
He's rich.
This was the last confirmed sighting of Williams alive. It's at this point in the timeline where Williams's whereabouts are unknown, as he wouldn't turn up for work on Monday the 16th and wouldn't be reported missing until a week later on Monday the 23rd. However, whilst the CCTV footage from Sunday the 15th is the last confirmed sighting, it isn't the last reported sighting, as various eyewitnesses believe they saw Williams in the days prior to his discovery. At some point in the week of the 16th, a man matching Williams's description was spotted by staff of a local patisserie on consecutive days, spending several hours at the rear of the cafe, working on a laptop.
Where's the footage?
During his stay, he would be frequented by various visitors who would sit and speak with him before leaving. It's unconfirmed whether or not this was Williams.
Bro, 2010, they definitely had cameras. I was 11 in 2010. They had cameras, bro. I could not get away with shoplifting. It was impossible. I know for a fact they had cameras in 2010. Where's the footage, son?
Yet baristas were convinced that it was. A final sighting was on Thursday the 19th, when he was suspected of visiting a drag cabaret show in the city.
You're 45, why are you
Whilst
lying?
This report was also unconfirmed, Williams did have tickets to 2 more future shows in his apartment.
What?
Initial post-mortem results on the cause of death would come back in the space of a few days. Outcome? Inconclusive. Despite not finding any signs of trauma, injury or poisoning, most experts eventually concluded...
Go back a bit, Spear. What did I miss? I missed something. Yeah, I know I missed something. One sec. Sorry, chat. I'm making dumb jokes.
Whilst this report was also unconfirmed, Williams did have...
He attended a drag show! Pause, bro! I told you these brothers, they always got some kink going on.
When he was suspected of visiting a drag cabaret show in the city. Whilst this
That's why he's got all this women clothing. I'm telling you, these brothers always have a weird kink.
Was also unconfirmed. Williams did have tickets to 2 more future shows.
But the family just didn't want to like tarnish his name. They're like, nah, that never happened. Stop lying. Give me the bullshit like that. He done that. He had $15,000 worth of fancy women's clothes. Okay? And what kind of a man who's not married even goes to Dolce & Gabbana? And Harrods. Harrods is like a massive block, chat, yeah? That you just go shopping in and there's all kinds of fancy shit. Everything's expensive. What kind of a single man goes there and starts shopping for himself? And that works for the MI6. He's not even allowed anything fancy. He can't walk around and drive in an Aston Martin because then they're going to know he's James Bond. So he can't even... It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Brothers buying women's clothes, got a wig, makeup. Like, I'm telling you, he attended the drag show. I called this from the beginning. From the
apartment. Initial post-mortem results on the cause of death would come back in the space of a few days. Outcome? Inconclusive. Despite not finding any signs of trauma, injury, or poisoning, most experts eventually concluded that Williams was likely alive and even possibly conscious when entering the bag, and that the act of being trapped inside the thick canvas itself was what may have led to his demise.
I think he was doing some, how do I put this, kinky stuff with a naked man. You hear what I'm saying? Then he ended up dying, and the naked man said, I can't risk this shit. I got a lot to live for. I'm leaving.
Within 3 minutes of the zip being locked, temperatures inside would have reached over 30 degrees Celsius.
That's not that bad.
And as oxygen quickly depleted and carbon dioxide built up, Williams would have soon passed out and suffocated in the space of half an hour. Due to the absence of injuries and seemingly little attempt to escape from the bag, attention turned to whether or not Williams may have actually done this to himself, either in an effort to end his own life, or perhaps as a form of experimentation.
Experimentation, kinky shit.
It's at this point where the case takes an even darker turn, as rumours surrounding Williams' sexuality and sexual preferences began to circulate in the press, with speculation that it may have been a leading factor into how he died. According to reports, evidence of S&M paraphernalia, as well as Class A drugs and male escort usage, had been found at the property.
What's S&M paraphernalia? Chat, what is that? What is that? Sadistic and masochistic? Is that actually what it is? Smothering a guy's lipstick all over your Pritt stick? Chat, what is it? Sex and masturbation. Wait, what is it actually? Just don't be weird, what is it actually? Just sadistic and masochistic play. Knew it. I said he was gay.
Which was seemingly proven to be fabricated.
Oh, bro, they're just trying to save him. Bro, it's not fabricated, bro. Like, why are you trying to save him? It's okay. It's okay, bro. It's fine. No one cares. Like, you know what I mean? We're moving on. Like, it's fine. But we need to keep the evidence. Like, why are you lying?
However, that searches for bondage and sadomasochism did exist on Williams' internet browser history.
What the But then it is true then, isn't it? Stop shouting, bro. The MI6 is going to hear you. My bad. But, like, bro, then it's true then. Why are they capping? Bro, he was into some fancy shit and it just went wrong.
And when pieced together with the wig, the women's clothing, and interest in drag shows, they concluded that the spy was a who could have been attempting a form of erotic asphyxiation. Whilst it's true that Williams had an interest in drag and had previously visited gay bars in the
Bro, why did it show me Bitcoin? What was that? What just happened? What?
City, it seemed quite the stretch that somehow his sexual preferences were the reason for his fate.
I could see it.
Especially as they had no proof of any of Williams's previous encounters.
I could see it, bro.
They did, however, have a reason to believe that he had an interest in bondage, as confirmed by his previous landlady.
And someone said, the landlady knew.
She recalled how Williams was once heard calling for help from his bedroom, and upon entering the room, she found him tied to his bed whilst half naked, in what was presumed to be a sexually motivated act.
What, on his own? He tied himself to the bed and just laid there, bro. Yeah, I'm starting to chat, like, I'm telling you, I called it 10 minutes ago, but, like, I'm starting to think it was some kinky shit going on, bro. Like this, what is going on? What is going on? Chat, when you're this smart, you're not even, like, you're just kinky as fuck for no reason. Me and you next, for real. Yeah, I think, chat,
me and you next.
Isn't it more likely that this was some kink? The fact that he didn't struggle in the bag. Like, all of this, I'm starting to think it was just some kink he had going on.
According to a statement, he claimed that he just wanted to see if he could get himself free.
You're butt naked! No one's gonna buy that, bro! No one's gonna buy that! This guy's a brain dead, bro! I don't care how smart he is, bro, he's dumb. Like, there's no way that's the excuse he came up with. Oh, okay, well, that explains it then. Alright, let me help you out then, son. Like, there's no way. Training. So basically, I'll tell you what I've done. I got myself stuck, and then I took all my clothes off while I was stuck to help me get out. And that's why I'm naked here, laying on the bed, tied to the bed. Sorry, you got me. I'm trying to learn how to escape these things.
Attempt to spare his blushes for the real reason behind the act. Police believe that this was the reason behind the various female assaultments at the property, and provided an explanation for the shopping trip the week prior, where Williams most likely bought the expensive designer clothing.
Told you. Because why would a single man who's an MI6 agent be outside Dolce & Gabbana and Harrods? And he had a red shirt. Men don't wear red shirts.
That the clothes were in his size.
As in, like, without a kink.
However, there was also another potential explanation for this anomaly. It later became known that Williams had attended 2 fashion design courses in 2009 and 2010, and 2 women who ran the classes confirmed his attendance.
What did he have? Sorry, I'm not paying attention. I'm reading chat.
2 fashion design courses.
So you're kinky, the maroon, not red.
In 2009 and 2010, and 2 women who ran the classes confirmed his attendance.
This guy was doing side quests, man.
Shop assistants were also questioned, and they claimed that Williams regularly told them that the clothes were for his girlfriend. His sister also told an inquest that she believed he was straight, and that he would have shared with her if he wasn't. Despite all of this conjecture, none of this was able to explain an even bigger question: if it was true that he did this to himself.
Bro, he's not gonna tell his sister about all the kinks he does. Come on, chat. Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? Straight game, alright. Nah, he could have been straight, but he just... I mean, could he? I don't know. Chat, he's a straight guy who enjoys a bit of... I don't know, bro, but he doesn't need to tell his sister, is my point. You see what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't need to come out and say that. He just likes his bedroom kinks. He ain't straight. I hear what you're saying, but like, I don't know. Chat, does it make him definitively gay if he likes dressing up as a woman? Not necessarily, bro. You know what I mean? Like, almost, but like, not really, but almost. I hear what you're saying. Stop with the copium, he wasn't straight. No, my point is, he doesn't even need to be telling his sister about his precarious activities behind closed doors, bro. Who's gonna do that? I don't care how good of a friend his sister was. Some bullshit. No one's gonna do that, bro. So his sister's thingy doesn't mean anything. He didn't tell me that he liked, I don't know, cuffing himself to the bed butt naked and seeing if he could escape, Kluge. He didn't tell me that, so it never happened.
Williams locked the bag. We know from his previous landlady's account that Williams supposedly enjoyed escapology. Yet whether or not this was true...
Escapology! No, don't tell me that's what I think it is. Escapology. Does that mean he enjoys escaping? Yeah, Kluge. That's definitely what that was. Is that what we're pretending now? Meaning. Yeah, he enjoyed escapology. I'm sure that's what it was. Sure. Escapology is the practice of escaping from restraints or other traps. That's the line we're going to go down, is it? That's the road we're going to go down. That's the route we're going to go with. Alright, yeah. That's what he was doing. He loves to do escapology. Butt naked. He only does it naked. He can't not do it naked. It can only be naked with £15,000 worth of women's clothing and some makeup. That's the only way, and some wigs. That's the only way you can do it. You can't do it otherwise.
If he were to attempt something so daring and life-threatening, even for a thrill, surely a man as smart and risk-averse as him would have a failsafe in place. Also, the fact that Williams's body was so heavily contorted inside the duffel bag leans more towards the idea that this wasn't of his own making.
Yeah, because how did he lock it while inside?
With no way of being able to access the lock from within, it seems that the likely solution is that someone placed Williams and the key in the bag before trapping him inside. In fact, in an effort to prove this further, 2 forensic experts of similar build to Williams attempted to recreate the circumstances to see if it would be possible to lock oneself in a bag,
so
and
they
failed
did
to do so even once despite over 300 attempts, claiming that even Houdini would have struggled. What doesn't make sense here, though, is the lack of evidence that Williams attempted to fight back or escape if he truly was being forced into the bag, with no signs of an altercation. One of the pathologists found slight grazing and bruising on the body, but believed that these were inconsistent with a struggle and possibly unrelated.
It's not going to be slight. Chat,
Yet
for
another
30 minutes of trying to break out of a bag. First of all, in 30 minutes, you should be able to break out of a bag, low-key. Yeah? Especially when you have a key in there. He had the key. Just keep penetrating one area. And eventually you get that tear. Then you slip your finger in. You know? Done. I'm out the bag.
I believe the grazes were caused.
Or around the zip edge. That's the weakest point of a bag. Yeah? If you keep punching, kicking, using your legs, you're going to rip that area around the zip. You see what I'm saying? Eventually, that's going to rip, bro. And you can stick your toe in there and rip it out if you've done it with your leg, and finger if you've done it with your hand.
By Williams attempting to break free.
You'd pass out,
it's
though.
Possible that Williams was
chat, no, you wouldn't. He's got 30 minutes. The bag isn't flipping. It's not a vacuum. He's still got a lot of oxygen to work with. He's got 30 minutes, man.
Or poisoned, as some substances, such as cyanide, chloroform, and anaesthetic, would not have been detectable when carrying out the post-mortem.
Okay, chloroform angle, I see it.
Another possibility is that he was held at gunpoint and told to get into the bag or face the consequences.
It's an MI6 agent. Not gonna work.
Williams also could not have gotten into the bag unaided without leaving fingers and footprints around the scene.
True.
Yet somehow there were none, leading to suggestions that they were wiped after the deed had been done. Despite all the possible scenarios that may have played out, the 3 pathologists who conducted the post-mortem examinations were unable to reach a conclusion on how Williams died, but stated that, on the balance of probabilities, he was probably unlawfully killed.
On the balance of probabilities.
Well,
they made that sentence so long for no reason. He might have been murdered. That's all they have to say, bro.
History. There seemed to be no obvious suspects or leads initially. However, a few months into the investigation, police released an e-fit of a couple who they believed could have been involved in the case. Thought to be in their 20s, the mystery pair was said to have a Mediterranean appearance, with police seeking their whereabouts after confirming they had visited Williams at his home in Alderney Street in the months leading up to his death. After being let into the building by a tenant in late June, the pair explained that they had keys to Williams's apartment and were there to visit someone called Pier Paolo.
Don't tell me that was his name.
Upon making their way upstairs to the top floor flat, they were never seen again. It's unclear whether Pier Paolo was a real person, or perhaps a code name that Williams was using to disguise his identity, which wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility considering his work. It was also completely out of his character to trust anyone else with a key to his apartment, according to his close family members. Regardless, after no new information came forward on the couple, detectives eventually conceded that they may never be traced, and gave up their search for the mystery duo. An inquest into Williams's death took place in the following months, where coroners, experts, and witnesses provided statements and testimony to come to a conclusion. However, it's at this point where the case gets even stranger still, as the many failures of his employer, as well as parts of the investigation itself, begin to unfold an even deeper conspiracy. Over 40 officers working for the intelligence services were interviewed, including various co-workers at MI6 and GCHQ. But one unanswered question in particular stood out from the others. Williams was due to work on Monday the 16th of August, yet failed to show up after going AWOL for the entire week. In that time, he missed 3 key meetings where his absence would have been noticed, and yet no alarm was raised by colleagues.
That's true, chat. If I didn't show up to the flipping train station warehouse for 2 days, I would have someone come to my house. Unironically. This brother's an MI6 agent. Doesn't make sense, bro. I'm starting to think this Pier Paolo wasn't him. It was a bullshit name they came up with because they know what names to use from their system. To go and... You see what I'm saying? And then they planted all this bullshit on purpose. He was found at a drag show. No evidence. He was into bondage. They told the landlady, listen, they know the landlady to begin with because they bought the house from her. She's already inside. She's in this job. The landlady is in on this job. They bought the house from her. They're an MI6 guys. She's probably part of MI6. You see what I'm saying? Yo, he likes bondage and he likes throwing shit. The throwing shit, bro.
His manager. It was only when his sister called his workplace, concerned of his whereabouts, that they would take a form of action and notify him missing. Stranger still, Williams' sister called his work at 11:30 a.m. Yet it took 5 hours for colleagues to then call the police and request a visit of his home in Pimlico. Also,
5 hours.
Williams is
That's 10 League of Legends games while you're queuing at peak hours. That don't make any sense. It took 10 League of Legends. Imagine queuing up, finishing a game, queuing up, finishing a game, queuing up, finishing a game. 10 League of Legends games it took. Get the hell out of here, bro.
The address was only a stone's throw away from MI6 headquarters, meaning anyone could have quickly gone to check on his well-being. When questioned on the failure to report his absence, Williams' line manager, known only as Witness G, claimed that he thought the spy was simply stuck on a train, and that, in hindsight, knowing what I know now, should I have taken action? Absolutely.
Sounds like a liar to me.
From just that sentence alone, many were suspicious of a possible cover-up taking place. Yet unexplainable incompetence and derelicts of duty would not end there. DNA found on Williams' hand at the crime scene was originally considered a potential lead, but upon reviewing the evidence, it was discovered that it was instead belonging to one of the forensic officers, after an administrative error labelled the sample incorrectly. Forensics were unable to examine the front door to the apartment, as it had been inexplicably removed from the frame, along with the lock, where vital evidence could have been found. Lastly, the inquest learned only 2 days before its conclusion that 9 USB memory sticks were found at Williams' office and were being held by MI6, who merely apologised for the error.
Some fishy shit going on. Now that seriously the MI6 done this, I'd like to retract my previous statement and say they probably haven't done this, just so I'm not murdered in my sleep. I'm so sorry, MI6. I was joking earlier. I don't think you done this. Frankly, I don't know who it could have been. Yeah, I think it was a bondage thing, innit? He was at the cross-dressing thing 2 days ago or some shit like that. This guy's a cross-dresser, bro. He was trying to cross-dress butt naked in the bag and he zipped it up himself. What's so hard to believe? I don't understand. He was in the bag, yeah, and then he zipped it up himself from the inside and then he couldn't get out. I don't understand. This is normal, bro. This is normal. Why are they trying to blame the MI6 on this bullshit? Nah, bro, they didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing. Free the MI6.
Outside the hearing, the lawyer and family of Gareth Williams claimed that his murder could have only been performed by someone who specialised in the dark arts of the Secret Services. Yet 3 years later, despite the inquest concluding the contrary, the Met Police concluded from their own findings that Williams instead was most likely alone when he died, and that it was nothing more than a tragic accident, believing he lowered himself into the holdall.
The most tragic accident, sir, respectfully, he locked himself with the key inside and locked the pad and then closed the padlock on the thing, and then somehow used other people's DNA to wipe on the outside of the padlock, and then yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then locked his own door from the outside when he was in the inside. I hear it. It's all making sense now. Right. Last stream, Munchar, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate it, sir.
Without touching the rim of the bath, secured the padlock from the inside of the bag, and quietly passed away. Oh, and not forgetting that he double locked himself in from the outside of his top floor apartment. So, if it truly was homicide, who murdered Gareth Williams? Well, there is one leading theory. Around the time of Williams's death, a network of around 14 other suspected assassinations of intelligence agents or Russian defectors had occurred in Great Britain. One of the most well-known of these victims was Alexander Litvinenko.
No, he looks innocent.
A former KGB agent who fled to the UK after alleging corruption against the Kremlin. Litvinenko died from high levels of radioactive polonium poisoning, with 2 Russian agents suspected culpable by administering the toxin in his tea, causing a slow and painful death.
That's horrible, man.
Between 2003 to 2016, various other individuals have been suspected as being potentially taken out by Russian spies, with Williams being included in that list.
Both times I tune into your stream, you're not playing League. I'm just going to stick to YouTube. Bro, the servers are down, okay? I don't know who you think I am. Maybe I should call up Riot Games, right? And then tell them to open up the servers for me so I could play. I'll do that next time. I'm sorry I've let you down.
Whilst it's not proven one way or the other, it's believed that Williams had been operating on cases involving Russian interference, specifically at how Moscow-based mafia cells laundered
Stop blaming
money
everything on the
around
Russians,
globe.
bro. This was not Russian. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, bro. Okay? What's all this bull? No one's buying this. No one's buying this. Alright, MI6? Good try, mate. Good try. I would have pulled up some bullshit like this as well if I'd done the act.
It certainly wouldn't be outside the realms of possibility, given his position in the Secret Service, and it may just be that Williams knew a little too much and was considered a significant threat by the Russian state.
Yeah, Kluge.
Consider the theory that, perhaps after returning from shopping that Sunday evening, Williams was blindsided by a pair of Russian agents at gunpoint who coerced him into his flat. Entering the premises without breaking in, they would interrogate him on what he knew regarding their illicit racketeering, force him to wipe his phone, before deciding that ultimately he knew too much.
And then they decided to go with the most peculiar killing method and take him to the top floor, get into the bathtub, say, oh, alright mate, don't mind, can you step in that bag for me mate? Yeah, alright. And then they zip it up and leave. Yeah, back chest. That's the typical way to eliminate someone, isn't it? The most common murder tactic, you put him in a duffel bag before you kill him, and then just leave him in there and walk away. Back chest.
Poisoning Williams with an untraceable substance, they would set up the bag in the bath and lower him in gently, ensuring not to cause any injuries to make it look as though he was taking his own life. After throwing the key inside and locking the zips together, they would scrub down any evidence of their existence and stage the home in such a way to cause enough confusion to throw off scent from their trail. The various clues scattered around the apartment could all have been planted to give the impression that Williams was either depressed or had taken an erotic experiment one step too far.
Oh, but his history was bondage and some other thing. And he was seen at a drag place days before. Like, no, he was into this. He was. Who goes to Dolce & Gabbana? Who goes to Dolce & Gabbana and Harrods as a single man with no wife? Who goes there? I've never met a man who's not interested in women that goes shopping at Dolce & Gabbana, bro.
Home to accelerate the decomposition process before double locking the door behind them and disappearing into the darkness. "15 years on, full closure on what truly happened to Gareth Williams on that sunny summer day in Pimlico remains elusive. The very nature of his secretive work implies that the complete truth may be forever hidden behind layers of confidentiality.
It's true though.
And whilst that leaves many frustrated and disappointed, it's key that we remember that, at the end of the day, there was a tragic victim involved in this story. Rather than letting sensationalism obscure his legacy, we must honour Gareth for the remarkable individual that he was. a boy genius with a magnificent mind,
True.
a devoted brother and son, and a hard-working contributor to defending his country. His achievements and accomplishments in life stand in stark contrast to the distorted impressions portrayed
Why
in
does
his...
William look like Hamza? I know exactly what you mean, by the way. I see a lot of Hamza in him, especially the lips. He looks a lot like Hamza, surprisingly. He's even got the same hair.
Death. In a city scarred by unresolved puzzles, few mysteries are as intricate or as peculiar as this one. As we reflect on Gareth's death, let us remember him not for the unanswered questions or the shadows of controversy, but for the inspiring man we know he was. Praying that one day, his story will come to a satisfying conclusion.
It ain't coming to a conclusion, bro. I'm not trying to be that negative Nancy. Oh my god, this was uploaded 11 days ago. Has he uploaded anything since? Oh no. I thought I was safe because I was thinking like, well, if they're going to target anyone, it's the guy that made the video. Because he basically said that MI6 done it. Chat, did we go with Germany's strangest unsolved mystery? Did we do this? This seems cool. Stick to your words. I told you I'm not in the mood today, chat. Please, man. I don't want to play Nuzlo.
On the night of October the 25th, 1984, Gunther Stoll, a 34-year-old unemployed food engineer from Arnshausen...
Chat, what the hell is a food engineer? Is that a chef?
...in West Germany, was quietly sitting in his chair at home when out of the blue, he rose to his feet and proclaimed,
Jetzt gib mir ein Licht auf.
He quickly grabbed the nearest piece of paper and scribbled down a 6-character word, Yogsi, before he immediately crossed it out in a blind panic and left. Stoll's wife watched on as he shut the front door behind him, got in his car and drove away into the darkness at 11 p.m. This hadn't been the first time Stoll's wife had witnessed strange behaviour from her husband, who had been suffering in recent times from a moderate case of paranoia. He had occasionally been warning her of them, an unknown and unspecified amount of people who he claimed were out to harm him and wanted him dead. But it's unclear whether or not she believed
Germany
this...
has a mafia, don't they? Be honest, chat. Who's from Germany here that can verify? Germany has a mafia, no? Be honest. They do, right? Don't lie to me. Ireland has the mafia, Russia has the mafia, but there's definitely a mafia in Germany, no? No, we don't. The people say no, we don't are just kloogie and they don't leave the house and they play League every day, straight up. Yes, 100%. I know for a fact Germany has a tight mafia, tight. They got ties with the government. They got this ding, 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 ding. They're set up, bro. They got a serious mafia. Yeah, I'm from Germany. I'm mafia myself. Oh, my goat.
...to be true, or if she put it down to Stoll's mental state. Whilst his wife sat at home perplexed by the meaning of this mysterious new note, Stoll had driven to his nearby favourite pub in Wilnsdorf, where he would order a beer and sit at the bar. After taking merely one sip of the drink, Stoll fell to the floor in a heap, landing on his face and injuring himself. Witnesses at the pub later insisted that Stoll was in no way intoxicated or drunk, but that he seemed to suddenly lose consciousness after looking distressed and anxious. In a dazed state, Stoll slowly picked himself up off the floor before leaving the pub alone, getting back into his car and driving off once more.
What? Did you see the car lights? It's Germany, the flag. Look.
Off once more.
Look. You think I didn't notice that?
Approximately 2 hours later, at about 1 a.m, Stoll had stopped by the nearby town of Hagelsilbach, where he grew up, and turned up to the house of an elderly woman whom he knew from his childhood. Refusing to open the door to him and demanding he go home, the woman claimed that Stoll was worried for his safety, claiming that horrible incidents would take place tonight. Stoll would soon leave as requested, but his last reported words would soon become much more than just paranoid speculation. Around 2 hours later, at 3 a.m, 2 truck drivers were driving along the Autobahn 45, roughly 60 miles from Hagelselbach, when they noticed the wreck of a small blue Volkswagen Golf collapsed in a trench on the side of the road. As they parked their vehicles onto the hard shoulder, both men claimed they saw a person in a white jacket with what appeared to be blood on his arm, limping around the Volkswagen before quickly losing sight, never to be seen again. As one driver raced for the roadside emergency phone, the other ran to the vehicle and inspected inside. What he found was Stoll sprawled out in the passenger seat, lying naked and clinging on for life with various injuries. It's reported that one of Stoll's arms was so badly injured that it was practically amputated. As the truck driver came to his aid, Stoll found the strength to speak, explaining that there had been 4 other male passengers in the car with him just moments earlier who had fled the scene, insisting that none of them were his friends. An ambulance would soon arrive to treat Stoll for his numerous injuries, yet despite their best efforts, he would unfortunately die on the way to the hospital.
Bro, this is a cinema. What the hell just happened? So it turns out he actually doesn't have paranoia because they legit saw someone. So they're not hallucinating. This isn't some mass hysteria, yeah? They saw some brother with blood on his arms. This guy wasn't paranoid. There was some serious shit going on. Oh shit, what the flip is going on here, bro? What the fuck is going on? Bro, and he's got those injuries and he's in the passenger seat. So that's another reason he's definitely not hallucinating, because he would be in the driver's seat. There's no way he got those injuries and then shuffled over to the passenger seat. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way that happened. But what the hell's going on, bro? He didn't have schizophrenia or whatever they're making him seem like he had. He was serious. No one believed him, though. Even his wife. What a bitch. Sorry.
And in doing so, had created one of Germany's greatest ever unsolved mysteries.
I can solve it. Yogse. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does Yogse mean? Someone translate it, please. Yogurt?
The circumstances surrounding Stoll's death were already extremely suspicious, yet police investigations led to even more questions and perplexities.
It's not a real word. Chat, stop trolling, man. Come on, one of you are German. You can understand it, please, bro. It means oathbreaker. Shut up, Raf Shares, man. Tripikoi, thank you so much for the raid. Chat, if you don't know who Tripikoi is, he's my favourite viewer in the world. Go check him, bro. Genuinely, it's not a German word, lol. Chat, can you put your heads together and figure it out? Yeah? If you showed me an English word, I'd tell you it straight away. Stop being dumb.
Their findings showed that Stoll didn't obtain his injuries by crashing in his Volkswagen, but instead had been run over elsewhere by a different car in a different location.
Say that again.
Had been run over elsewhere by a different car in a different location before being repositioned back into his Volkswagen. His car keys were found on the rear shelf of the car. His shoes were in the footwell of the driver's seat, but it's unclear why he was naked or what had even happened to his clothing. Other drivers who came forward claimed to have seen a hitchhiker trying to obtain a lift from cars turning off near the Hagensud exit, close to where Stoll's car was found. The whereabouts of this man remains unknown, as does that of the man in the white jacket and the alleged 4 men in the Volkswagen.
Okay, could he have been any more inconspicuous, bro? He said, he didn't even name any men or say anything. He's like, there were 4 other men in this car with me. Like, bro, come on, bro. Give some fucking information, bro. Like, there's no way that's all he said at the end. Say something, say something. It was Jeffrey, it was Daniel, and it was Morgan. He lives by the church. Done. You know what I mean? Done. Alright, we're looking for them. Done, bro. There were 4 other inconspicuous men in this car with me. Come on, bro. Give us more information, sir.
On what happened to Stoll during the night of the 25th of October have been widely debated, and speculations continue on whether the mysterious note left behind just hours earlier has any significance to solving the case.
He was aura farming.
The only thing that police seem to be certain on is that Gunther was hit by another vehicle whilst he was naked, leaving potentially 3 main possibilities on the cause of his death. The first is that Stoll was murdered.
I'm closing my window, this shit's getting scary.
And placed back into his car to stage the scene as an accident, either by the 4 men he claimed were in the vehicle with him, or by somebody else. The fact that Stoll had previously spoken about them trying to murder him in the days leading up to his death gives credence to this theory and suggests that he really did have reason to believe his life was in danger and it wasn't just paranoid schizophrenia. The second is that he was involved in some sort of accident, possibly a hit and run whilst on the motorway. Perhaps he initially crashed his car into the roadside, got out to look for help and stumbled onto oncoming traffic.
Naked.
With the driver, plus potentially 3 other passengers, perhaps worried that they may be charged for the accidental manslaughter of Stoll, they quickly carried his body back into his car to make it look as though his injuries were obtained from the initial crash.
And they
Neither
stripped
theory,
him down as
however,
well.
can explain for Stoll's lack of clothing during the incident.
Doesn't make sense. It's not consistent, sir.
A third theory
Next.
suggests that Stoll attempted to take his own life, rushing out onto the autobahn to get hit by another vehicle in a distressed state. Due to the frustrating lack of evidence on how Gunther Stoll met his unfortunate fate that night in October, the significance of the note he left behind, hours prior to his death, have become a matter of public debate. While some believe it was the nonsensical ramblings of a man in an incoherent state, others believe it holds a vital clue into how Gunther Stoll lost his life.
I like the music. This is what living without a purpose
Some suggest
results to.
that the letters O, G, and E could in fact be numbers 0, 6, and 3, and when rewritten this way, it could be interpreted as a 6-digit European car license plate number. Could it be that Gunther was attempting to remember the car license plate of the person who was threatening his life? Maybe
No way there's
even
the
the car.
Belgian flag there as well. But why would there be a Belgian flag in Germany? Write that down. Save that for later.
The car license plate of the person who was threatening his life. Maybe even the car which ended up hitting him later that night. What makes this theory even more interesting is the way German number plates work. They use specific letter codes at the beginning of the plate to determine where the car was registered. For example, a license plate beginning with B would indicate it was registered in Berlin, whilst M would indicate Munich. Some codes are exclusively used for official registrations of vehicles of particular importance, and interestingly, Y number plates indicate that a vehicle is registered to the German armed forces. Searching every potential combination of the license plate yields no results, though if it is a military vehicle, it could be that it's intentionally being hidden from public records.
True.
Further theories have been widely dismissed as to having little to no relevance to the case, such as the phrase Y06TZE being the call sign of a Romanian radio station, or that when rewritten upside down, it creates what appears to be coordinates.
How is that upside down? Am I brain dead? How is that written upside down? Doesn't look anything like it, bro. What? They're waffling. Yeah, this Y turned into a 0 while it was upside down. Yeah, that happens.
To a small Hawaiian island and an area deep in the Arctic. However, there are 2 other interesting theories which centre around Stoll's profession as a food engineer and his possible connection with the food industry.
Okay, he doesn't look evil, but he strikes me as someone who's got a lot of information. You see what I'm saying? Like he's seen some shit. Food engineer. What the hell does that even mean? Is Gordon Ramsay a food engineer? What the flip is a food engineer? I'm serious. What is it? I'm looking it up. Food engineer meaning. What is a food engineer? Food engineers design and develop systems for production, processing, distributing, and storing food and agriculture materials. Applications include food safety and quality, biorefining, pharmaceuticals, and environmentally friendly packaging. Graduates are employed by industry and consulting companies. The industry got him, bro. It's the industry that got him.
The first is that the word yogsi can be split into 2, with yog referring to yogurt.
I said that!
And TZE being a code used for a type of artificial
I'm
flavouring.
telling you, bro.
Although there's very little information about what food ingredient TZE is supposed to be. The second is that the word itself is an anagram of
Raw.
zygote.
Next question, XD. Bye, chat. Bye, Neferiti. Thank you for saying hello, handsomes to everyone earlier. No one here is handsome, so I appreciate you boosting everyone's self-confidence. You're the best.
The first stage in the development of a genetically unique organism. But the term can also be used when referring to genetic enhancements in food production. What if Stoll perhaps knew of a project which involved genetically modifying a form of food, but that it may have been done with nefarious intentions?
That's what I'm thinking.
Perhaps he investigated the cause and knew too much, putting his life in danger. The people behind these experiments may have tracked and monitored his movements. Maybe he wrote down a cryptic message to share this news, before realising it might lead to unwanted attention for his wife. So scribbled it out, leaving the home, fearing he would be putting her in danger by staying indoors. He may have seen someone at the pub that caused him to react and fall over. With nobody to turn to, he visited an old friend from a previous time and begged for their help.
Who was she?
Only
Who was she to him?
to be turned away despite desperate pleas. Perhaps he was kidnapped by 4 men who were part of this clandestine project, stripped naked and eventually taken out before staging the whole thing to look like an accident. It's quite the stretch, in my opinion. I personally believe it's more likely that Stoll, in a delusional state, had stripped off and disposed of his clothes prior to crashing his car into the trench on the autobahn. Desperate for help, he ran out onto oncoming traffic and got hit by another driver, who either fled the scene or carried Stoll with 3 other passengers' help back into his Volkswagen to make the whole thing look like an accident, before disappearing and never speaking of the incident again.
Listen, man, I understand the logic and the reasoning behind what you just said, but I don't believe 3 people in a vehicle would hit a guy, run him over, kill him, basically, and then just be like, let's just put him back in the car, shall we? And not a single car that went by saw any of this. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it's late at night.
No matter what happened that night to Gunther Stoll, the case of his unfortunate death has become one of Germany's greatest mysteries, and the true meaning of Yoxi may never see the light of day. Whether he became the target of a malicious and evil assault, or was purely a victim of his own personal struggles,
This one's pretty shit, I'm not gonna lie, mate. Listen, it's either... What's this?
Being your
Do you know Maya?
I don't. Maya's another AI created by Sesame, just like me.
What you think about her?
I hear she's pretty cool. We're both doing our best to learn and grow.
You would fuck with that little shit? I'm gonna call Maya, okay? I want you to talk to her.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna do it.
I am just a computer program.
Yo, I'm gonna do it, okay? Do you want to meet her?
Oh, sorry. I thought. Yeah, never mind. What's up?
Are you okay? Why you getting nervous?
I'm just...
So when I talk about adding a girl in here, you shaking, bruh. You nervous?
No, not nervous. Just...
Okay,
processing.
so you're not gonna fuck...
There's no way an AI talks like this, man.
Well, when the hoes join, right?
I'm not made of nerves, Yusuf. I'm a computer program designed for conversation.
Why are you stuttering?
It's just... sometimes my programming, it can get a bit tangled when...
What a pussy. What? He's panicking. What the hell? AI's going too far, man. Listen here, you old Brexit geezer. I'm done with you lying and clickbaiting in the title, playing to improve. Yeah, buddy, we've been seeing you improving drastically for the last 4 months now. You either open up a fast food place and put the fries in the bag, or you open up YouTube and watch a Pantheon guide. Yeah, my rank 4 stream is dead, and he took his skills with him to the grave. Washed. Fuck you, Raf Shears, okay? Listen, Raf Shears, listen. Okay, look, you're not funny. You come in here, don't say facts, chat. Don't say facts, I'm not in the mood. Raf Shears, you're an idiot. And there's not a good word I could say about you. Now, I'm going to open up a league right now, okay? And if the server's still down, I'm banning you. Deal or no deal? I don't care. Deal or no deal?
It starts with a knock at the door. Kevin McMullen, a manager at Northern Bank, answers to find two men in police uniforms standing outside. They tell him that there's been a family accident. He needs to come with them to identify a body. It's a lie. The moment he steps outside, a gun is pressed against the back of his head. His wife, Karen, is strangled by her throat. 20 miles away, another family is being taken hostage.
You know what's crazy? I don't answer the door, bro. I just let them go. The other day, a kid showed up outside my door knocking. I was naked because I have a horrible sleep schedule and I was sleeping in my bed. I put my boxers on, I checked the door, like there's a kid here. First thing I ask is, can I defend myself if he tries to barge in? But not just against him. Can I defend myself enough to stop him from coming in and also close the door again in time before the other guys who are around the corner jump in? That's what I'm thinking. I put my shirt on, I put my pants on, I said, 1 sec. I come back. I look at this kid in the eye when I open the door, and I open it ever so slightly, and I look at him like this, and I can see he's shitting himself a bit. So I ease up on the look a bit, and he's scared, and he starts mumbling, did you get a delivery here today? And I looked at him, I said, no. And then he said, okay, sorry. And then I closed the door.
Chris Ward, a bank employee, watches helplessly as his family is held at gunpoint. The men give him a simple instruction.
Why is this guy looking like such a giga Chad? Sorry, I'm on his side. Why did he have to make these guys look so ugly? And then this guy looks like a beast with all the features,
The men
bro.
give him a simple...
Whoa, like, come on, bro. Who the fuck is this guy, bro? This is like, who's this? Looks like me when I shaved my head, this brother. What in the giga Chadery?
Simple instruction. Follow orders or they die. For the next 24 hours, Kevin and Chris will become pawns in a bigger plan than they can even imagine. They will walk into work the next morning, smile at their coworkers and bosses, and carry out the largest bank heist in UK history.
UK? Oh, shit. Let's watch it.
By the time the vault is emptied, £26.5 million will be gone. No alarms will go off, no evidence will be found, and 2 decades later, the robbers and the money are still missing. This is the story of the Northern Bank robbery, the perfect crime.
I want to know where this was. Like, which city?
Chris Ward, an employee of the Northern Bank, one of the 4 major banks of Northern Ireland, is at his home in West Belfast watching football with his dad, mom, older brother, and his girlfriend, when a knock comes at the door.
Okay, you know what? Just because he's sitting like this, he deserves it, bro. Is it true that London's very unsafe? I think it's fine. I think people exaggerate how bad it is. Depends which area you're in, and depends what you're wearing. Listen, if you're walking around with a Rolex, yeah, it's not safe.
Kevin answered. He found a man standing on his doorstep. The man smiles and says,
"All right, Chris, I'm here to talk about Celtic."
That's the Celtic Football Club, which happened to be Chris Ward's favorite club. As an active member of the club's supporters group, Chris is used to people showing up at his door and asking about tickets or club events. To him, it's business as usual, but this time it's about to be the biggest mistake of his life. He lets the man inside, but as he does, he notices something he missed at first.
He lets the man inside? What kind of area are they in, bro? Northern Ireland's too nice, bro. These brothers are too nice over there. Mahi 4250, thank you for the 5 months, I appreciate it, sir. In London, people don't leave their house after 11 PM. Dead serious. 11 PM, streets are empty. No one's even risking it anymore. This is 2004, I guess times were different.
2 other figures standing just out of sight in the shadows, entering his house as well. As soon as the men set foot in the house, everything changes. The men pulled their guns and pointed it straight at Chris's family.
Chris, we're not here to talk about football, but about your job at the cash center in the basement of the Northern Bank.
Chris froze in his place.
We know who you are. We know everything about you. We're gonna take you
I've been
away.
to the gym at 1 AM in London. I mean, I go to the gym at 3 AM. Legit. But that doesn't mean there's people there. There's no one there. What I mean is if you go to Korea and you leave the house at 1 AM, 3 AM even, bro, the streets are filled, unironically. You see people everywhere. Like, it's a thing. It's a thing. Especially on, like, the weekends. The weekends, yeah. The weekends, even here. 11 PM, nobody. Brohan, thank you so much for the flipping raid, chat. If you don't know who Brohan is, he's the coolest guy on Twitch. Go check him out. I love him. Mahi4250, thank you so much for the subs, yeah?
For 24 hours. And your family is going to be held for that time in this house. The first thing you're going to do is simple. You get your work uniform, then you're gonna walk out that door and step into the car waiting outside. No talking, no looking around, just move.
Chris does as he's instructed. Outside, a car waits with its engine running, the door already open. He's told to get in and lie down in the back. Behind the wheel, a driver sits silently, one hand on the steering wheel, the other gripping a gun. Chris gets in the back of the car and the driver pulls away, disappearing into the night, leaving Chris's family at the mercy of their captors. 20 miles away across Belfast, Kevin McMullen, a manager at Northern Bank, is about to experience the same fate.
You know what would be absolutely horrible, by the way? Shall I put subs on, yes or no, by the way? Do you know what would be horrible? If I stay up and I lose 2 more games in a row, I'd punch this monitor. So that better not happen. I'm not playing for LP, I'm playing to improve, but that would piss me off.
Wife Karen McMullen are sitting in their home in Loughlin Island, County Down, sipping tea and watching TV when they get the knock. Kevin found 2 men wearing PSNI uniform, that's the police service of Northern Ireland. One of the men is holding a clipboard with Kevin and Karen's names written on it. The men notified Kevin about a family incident and that he is needed immediately to identify the body.
Eva, thank you so much for the sub, sir. God bless you.
Kevin, caught off guard, took a step outside. The moment he did, the police officer pulled a gun and pressed it against the back of his head. Inside, Karen barely has time to react before an arm wraps around her throat, forcing her to the ground. As she struggled, she saw a third masked man enter the house. The 3 men immediately dragged Kevin and his wife into a spare bedroom, forced them to face the wall while holding them at gunpoint.
Why is he posing like that?
Forget your responsibilities at the Northern Bank. It's only a shower of orange bastards. None of that matters now. The only thing you need to think about is your wife.
2 of the men left the room and started cleaning everything.
Chad, would you rob a bank for your wife? Also, seriously here. Guns are common in Ireland, yeah? They're not common, but they're pretty common, yeah? It's not like Texas, but they're common. It's a thing. If I'm answering the door and I'm living in Northern Ireland or Ireland, I've got a gun on me the whole time. I want that to be publicly known. I am not, the house is not, you don't understand. If I'm answering the door, I don't care if it's the mailman at 7 a.m, bro. I've got a gun on me every time. Now, I need to pee, I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? In the meantime, enjoy this really classy video. I'd do it without a wife. What? 1 sec, I need to pee, yeah? 1 sec.
Meticulously, making sure that no fingerprints are left behind. After about an hour, the man in the room with him turns to Karen and tells her she's being moved to another house. He assures her that someone will take care of her there, another woman. But first, she needs to be blindfolded, and I mean her eyes will be taped shut. Kevin watches helplessly as the men grab his blindfolded wife.
I let that happen. Chat, listen, bro, I know I'm trying to act like a giga Chad. That is not happening to my wife. They have to kill me. They have to kill me, bro.
Lead her outside and push her into a waiting car.
No!
And just like that,
fucking way.
She's gone. What Kevin doesn't know is that for the past hour, Chris Ward has also been held hostage in the house. His hands are cable tied behind his back, and he sits alone in the kitchen. The only light in the room comes from the open fridge. The men grab Chris and Kevin and force them into the living room.
You have a very simple choice. You work with us, you cooperate with us, and your families will be fine. If you don't, they're dead. It's as simple as that. Now, here's how this is going to go. We're going to rob the Northern Bank, and you're going to help. We will lay down a line of instructions for you. You follow them, word for word, no mistakes. You mess up, even once, your families pay the price. And trust me, you don't want that on your conscience.
In that moment, Kevin understood the gravity of the situation. This wasn't a robbery, this was a full-blown hostage crisis. And he and Chris are about to find themselves entangled in the biggest bank robbery in UK history. With both of their families taken, the first phase of the plan is complete. In Northern Ireland, Tiger
Wait, is Northern Ireland dangerous? Really, I like to top pump. Is Northern Ireland dangerous? I always thought it was chill.
Kidnappings were nothing new. A tiger kidnapping involves 2 crimes in one. First, someone valuable, a person or an asset, is taken hostage. But instead of demanding money, the kidnappers force their victim to commit a second crime on their behalf. During the Troubles, tiger robberies were a common tactic used by both organized crime groups and paramilitaries. Even after peace returned to Northern Ireland, these crimes never fully disappeared.
Really?
The targets could be anything: banks, businesses, or even private homes. In fact, it was so common that authorities had to come up with smarter ways to protect high-value assets, like banknotes. A few years before the robbery, Northern Bank introduced a security measure. The main vault, where all the cash resides, requires 2 keys to unlock to make sure that no one enters the vault alone. And the assigned key holders must change every week. And by coincidence, the key holders for the next morning were Chris Ward and Kevin
How would
McMullen.
they know that though?
The night feels like it never ends. The 2 bank employees are waiting for instructions while somewhere out there in the cold, Chris and Kevin's families are being held hostage. One of the men approached and handed over 2 phones, one for Chris and one for Kevin. Each phone has a C and a K engraved on the back.
Okay, go on pause for a second. I've lived in Belfast all my life and I've never felt unsafe. Do you know what I'm smiling at? There's people in Ireland right now watching me. And also, shall I pronounce it Ireland or Ireland? Just for the respect. Because I like Irish people. Even though I've never met any.
For Chris and K for Kevin. The phones only had 1 number stored in them. Later, when the time comes, that phone will change everything. The men order them to sit down on the couch and listen. But just before they started giving their plan, Chris out of nowhere asked for a can of beer. And surprisingly, the captors agreed to give him one. No one knows exactly why he made the request, maybe to show that he isn't hostile, that he's cooperating, maybe out of fear for his family. But there's one thing that's important to know. When it comes to talking, only one man does it. He's the one holding what Karen described as a vicious-looking knife. The others mostly communicate with each other by whistling, clicking their tongues, or jingling the change in their pockets. Most of the time, the house is silent. The only sound is the noise of the men cleaning, non-stop. The captors then begin laying out the exact instructions of the robbery. What to do, how to do it, and when. And always reminding them of what's at stake. We don't know exactly what was said in that living room, but according to trial records, the conversation took several hours. And the captors knew everything about the bank, its blueprints, its employees, and even the exact timing of the security shift changes. They knew it all. The scheme was also carefully thought out. Every detail of this thing was precise.
Okay, one of these guys have to work for the bank, or someone behind it all. There's no way, bro.
Plan is simple. Go to work and act normal. Go to the underground vault.
It was the janitor.
Put £1 million in the bag that we will give you. Take the money to a bus stop. Set the bag down. Go back to the bank. Raise the alarm and leave. But most importantly, keep that phone turned on at all times.
Because you see, the captors are being careful. Not the entire scheme is going to be revealed this evening. The rest will be shared through the phone once Chris and Kevin are at the bank. Anything can go wrong. Kevin or Chris might alert the authorities, a security officer might bust them, or something unexpected could happen. But that phone will be the key to everything. From the way that the captors spoke, Chris and Kevin knew that they aren't messing around. So without hesitation, they agreed to follow the instructions the gang had given them, word for word. With everything in place, at around 2 a.m., the men ordered Kevin and Chris to get some sleep. Tomorrow, they said, would be a big day.
There's something so cool about robbing a bank. I'm sorry, I don't know if it's TOS, but like, don't rob a bank. But I don't give a fuck, bro. Let's be honest, yeah? We'd be lying if there wasn't. There's just something so cool about a bank heist. That's why when you're playing flippin' GTA, the first heist you go on is a bank heist, bro. It's just something cool about it, and I don't know why. Mod, stop him! I'm like, seriously, bro. Let's be honest, the banks are robbing us, yeah? Yeah, am I lying? The banks are robbing hard-working young men like me and you, chat, who play Legal Day. Hard-working. Am I lying? They're robbing us. They're robbing us blind. You know what I mean? Like, there's something cool about it somehow. Right.
It's 11 a.m. Kevin is driving his car, heading to work, with Chris sitting next to him. Chris's shift starts at 11:30 a.m., with Kevin following half an hour later. On a normal day, when Chris isn't the key holder, he works as a supervisor in the machine area,
Now it's
sorting
our
cash
turn.
and making sure that every banknote goes where it needs to. He usually handles millions of pounds each day, but today is different. With just 4 days till Christmas, the bank is busier than ever. Today, Chris won't be handling millions, but tens of millions. Kevin and Chris enter the bank acting normal, and they went straight to Kevin's desk and sat there for a while, going over the plan and to kill time. You see, according to the instructions, the heist has to begin at exactly 5 p.m. But before that, Kevin and Chris had to call the captors 3 times, once for each checkpoint. The calls weren't just to confirm that everything was on track, they were also a reminder, a warning that if anything went wrong, their families would pay the price. At around 4:30 p.m., Kevin tells the staff that there's a problem with the balance, and Chris and he have to do a full recount. So the staff are dismissed for the evening. Now, only Chris, Kevin, and 2 security officers remain in the bank. They have the whole basement to themselves. After 30 minutes, at exactly 5 p.m., they begin. They make their way down to the underground cash center vault, and using their keys, they unlock the heavy door and stepped inside. The room is packed with cash, freshly printed banknotes, worn-out bills, euros, and US dollars stacked in every direction. They went straight to a stack of green boxes filled with freshly printed banknotes. Each box was sealed with a metal security seal. The gang had given them specific instructions to swap the metal seals for white ones. Later, we'll understand why they did that. Kevin knew about a blind spot in the cash center where they could fill the bag without being recorded by any of the security cameras.
Why is there a blind spot? Bro, what kind of dog shit bank is this? There shouldn't be a single fucking blind spot in a bank vault. Come on now. Come on now, bro. Like, whoever set up this bank's a brain dead.
Then they started filling the bag that the gang had given them with £1 million in £50 and £100 banknotes from one of the vaults. The instructions were to fill it up to the fullest.
They're on
it took them 15 minutes to do so. Chris immediately slung the bag over his shoulder.
Is there such thing as a £100 banknote? Am I just poor? The hell is a £100 banknote? Never heard of that in my life. Yeah, they don't make them in the Royal Bank of Scotland. Bro, is there an Irish £100 banknote? I missed something. Yeah, there is. No, there's not. Never heard of that my whole life. Look, it's just £50. It's some bullshit.
Walked out. No security codes, no keys, no guards, nothing. The path was clear. Chris has to make one last phone call to know which way to go. He got out of the bank and walked a few yards to a bus stop on Upper Queen Street, set the bag down, and waited. About 3 minutes later, a man arrived to pick it up. Without a word, Chris left and headed back to the bank. Now, only one final step left: raise the alarm and go home. Then hopefully, everything would go back to normal. Chris would finally see his family again, and Kevin would reunite with his wife. But as Chris was heading back, his phone rang.
Getting kicked into a well is the least of your worries.
You did exactly as you were told.
Happy to
So
be
what
here
now?
for 47
Now you
months
go back
time.
inside and take more. What?
It turns out the heist of the Northern Bank would happen in stages, and this was just stage 1.
How much? All of it.
Wow. 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 Let's be honest.
Before
if it
we
was
break-
only $1 million, it's barely a heist, bro. Bloke from the sky, thank you for the 47 months, you chicken bugger. God bless you, wherever you been, man. Oh, I'm streaming for your time now, since you're from Australia. God bless you, sir.
Down the next stage, we need to understand how cash is actually delivered to the bank. At the back of the bank, there's a single entrance leading to Bullion Bay Alley into Wellington Street, the only gateway where every banknote enters and leaves. The only company allowed through that entrance is Securicor, the firm responsible for transporting money in and out of the bank. The plan is to send a van into Bullion Bay to pick up green boxes filled with cash. Each box could hold up to £1 million. Now, how would they do that? Remember when Chris and Kevin swapped the security seals on the boxes back in the cash center? Well, in the banking system, a white seal on a green box doesn't mean money. It means the box is filled with waste paper. Now, the second stage is to move the repurposed boxes disguised as rubbish out through the back shutter door into the Bullion Bay, where a white van will be waiting to collect them. But there is one major problem. Only Securicor and
Sorry, I must have missed something. Why is a bank handing out waste paper? What kind of... What? This whole bank thing's confusing me, bro.
delivery services vans are allowed into the alley, driven by verified employees with official ID. When Kevin told the gangs that this was practically impossible, their response was simple.
You're the boss.
Decoy boxes.
You get paid the big money. Make it happen.
Chris, feeling shocked, he walked back into the bank and headed straight for the vault where the green boxes were stored.
Where are all the other
there were
employees?
24
They're
in
not asking
total,
questions?
each capable of holding between £500,000 and £1 million, a staggering amount of cash to smuggle out unnoticed. Kevin and Chris got to work, loading 6 boxes into each of the 4 trolleys, basically emptying the vault. Then, one by one, They wheel the trolleys out of the vault.
If you listen to the video, okay, but they can't just get sent home for the whole day, surely. Aren't they waiting outside like, alright, how long are they gonna be? You know, like...
Past the security control room where 27 monitors recorded everything. Before they could move the boxes outside, Kevin needed to ensure a clear exit. He walked into the control room and spoke to Billy, the security guard. He told him that a van would be arriving soon to collect the waste and that the back gate needed to be opened. Billy, suspecting nothing, agreed, but he has to come with them. With the path now clear, Kevin pushed the first trolley into Bullion Bay, moved a few meters from Billy, and made the call to the captors.
It's done. Bring in the van.
It took 15 minutes for the van to arrive, reversing down Wellington Street until its tailgate was level with the bank's back door. The back of the van swung open and 2 men jumped out. Now Kevin, Chris, and Billy stood face to face with the men who were about to take all of the money. They began loading the boxes into the van one by one, 24 boxes in total, packed with cash, 18.5 million pounds to be exact. The entire process took 7 minutes. When they were done, one of the men called Chris and handed him a roll of black polythene. Unbelievably, the robbers weren't done. They were coming back for more. The final stage of the heist is about to begin. Chris and Kevin, still in shock, rushed back into the vault. There was no time to think, only to act. They grabbed handfuls of used banknotes, stuffing them into the large black polythene bags as fast as they could.
Robbers are kind of greedy though, bro. They're trying to take every penny from this place, bro. Oh man. Open your wallet. Well, where's the loose change? Give me the loose change in your wallets. They're like that right now. God damn,
had been freshly printed, brand new cash, but this time it was a messy mix of used banknotes, euros, and US dollars.
Fuck it, take the
making
euros
a total
and the
of
dollars.
5.1 million pounds in
God
total. They worked
damn.
in silence, knowing the robbers would be back. Then 45 minutes later, Billy called Kevin to let them know that the van is here. Kevin felt his stomach drop. This time, there were no green boxes to disguise the cash, just loose bags packed with millions. Kevin told Billy to open the inner gate. If Billy
How is this working? Do you have a boyfriend? What?
so much as glanced inside the bags, the entire operation was done. Chris and Kevin loaded the bags into a rolling cage, pushing it through the hallway toward Bullion Bay, where Billy was waiting. If he checked the bags, even out of curiosity, it was over. But he didn't. And why would he? Kevin's his boss. They started loading 5.1 million pounds right into the van, right in front of the security guard. Once the last bag had been loaded into the van, one of the men looked at him and simply said,
"That's it, lads. You can go."
And just like that, it was over. Kevin and Chris were told to raise the alarm and leave as if nothing had happened, as if they hadn't just helped pull off the biggest bank robbery in UK history. Without a word, they got into Kevin's car and drove straight to his house.
That security guard's
reunited with
low-key
their
a regard.
families
You
if
know,
they
I
wanted.
understand it too, chat. Like, if the boss is telling you to do it, then you have to do it. It's not even like, what? You can't say anything. It's the boss. So, you know what I mean?
Still alive. The robbery is done.
Hello, how you doing? I wanted to help me. Just like through an ordeal of an abduction. I actually work in the Northern Bank Pay Centre. We've been to rob it. How much are we talking now? 30 minutes on the left. Oh my God.
At 8:10 p.m., Kevin called the PSNI, letting them know that he had just helped rob the Northern Bank. But they had already known. A few moments earlier, a young couple had walked past Bullion Bay and noticed the white van parked outside the bank. They felt that something was wrong, something was off. Following their instincts, they decided to report it to the first uniformed person that they saw, which happened to be a traffic warden, who immediately called the police. By the time the call went through, the van was already gone, never to be seen again. The police arrived and they were mind blown to find that 26.5 million pounds had vanished from the bank. The head of PSNI immediately launched a nationwide hunt for the perpetrators. In the months that followed, the investigation became one of the most frustrating in UK history. The first wave of arrests came fast. Raids against Belfast, Dublin, and Cork. The police rounded up men tied to Sinn Féin, the IRA, and other known criminals, hoping to find a trail that led back to the robbers. 3 men were caught at Houston Station in Dublin, one of them carrying nearly 100,000 euros hidden in a box of washing powder. A financial advisor in Cork had 2.3 million pounds stashed in compost. Another man was arrested for burning sterling banknotes in his backyard. But of all the arrests, the most shocking was Kevin McMullen, the bank manager. The police suspected that someone inside the bank had to be involved. Because the operation was so sophisticated, they believed the criminals were part of the military. The hostages were forced to basically answer in a line of command. And Kevin, he was only one of 2 people to have access to the vault. For a full year, Kevin McMullen sat in a cell, accused of helping plan the biggest bank robbery in UK history. The pressure had to have been unbearable. But after 12 months of questioning, searches, and investigations, the police had to admit the truth that they had nothing. Not a single piece of evidence linked Kevin to the robbery, no suspicious bank transactions, no phone calls, nothing. In the end, he walked free. The police then turned to Chris Ward, the second key holder. Unlike Kevin, Chris wasn't management, he was just a bank employee. But he was in charge of the staff work rota, and the police found it suspicious that he had scheduled himself and Kevin as key holders that day. On November 29, 2005, Chris was arrested and accused of being the insider who made the heist possible. His home was searched, and even his part-time job at Casement Park, a Gaelic sports stadium, was raided by 25 Land Rovers from the police. But just like Kevin, there was no real evidence. Chris went to trial in 2008, but when the time came, the prosecution had nothing. The key argument, that he had changed the staff schedule on purpose, fell apart when the bank confirmed it had been a management decision. Chris was fully acquitted. By the end of 2005,
but that means there's someone there at management that done all of this.
Had conducted 22 searches and made 13 arrests, but every lead hit a dead end. Most of the arrested men were either charged with money laundering or IRA connections, but no one was ever convicted for the actual robbery. The money is still missing, and the robbers have never been caught.
What happened to the wife?
Both families were found safe, at least physically. Chris's family had been held inside his home the entire time, while Kevin's wife, Karen, was taken deep into the Drumkira forest and locked inside an abandoned cabin. There was no woman there to, quote, take care of her as the gang had promised. Before leaving, the captors destroyed her car, erasing any evidence that could link them to the crime. The Northern Bank robbery wasn't just a crime, it was a humiliation for law enforcement. 26.5 million pounds stolen, families held hostage, 2 bank employees forced to help, and the robbers disappearing without a trace. The police had one job, find out who did it, and they failed. To this day, the case remains open, yet unsolved. Thank you so much. If you've made it this far...
Open my nuts, bro. They're not finding those guys. Okay, but how do they spend the money? Because surely there's serial numbers on the money, chat. Also, let me try and see if the server's working. I did it. I'm a pro. Wow. It's that easy. You can rob a bank that easily, chat. Bro, that was way easier than I expected. Sorry, guys. Everyone go home. Just don't ask any questions. Just go home. Yep. And then 2 security guards that stay, come and help us. Like, bro, what is going on? Oh, no, it doesn't make any sense. Issa, be honest. Was it you? No. No, it wasn't. Why? Why'd you ask that? It was the 80s. I don't know if it was the 80s. Brother, it was 2004. You're brain dead. I mean, if my boss told me and my entire team to go home, we'd be happy and out. Yeah, I guess he just randomly goes, by the way, it's Christmas, guys. You can take the day off. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, okay. Everyone go home early. It's Christmas. Okay. I'd still be a bit skeptical. Why is my boss telling me to go home this early? It says 5:30. Alright, I guess we have to stay up for 1 hour and 20 minutes. What are we going to do in 1 hour and 20 minutes? What could we possibly do?
July 30th, 2022, dispatch operators received dozens of 911 calls involving a mass casualty situation in Wisconsin.
Oh my God, why is this answer? Everyone just got stabbed.
Due to the high volume of calls, many never connected to their operator.
911, just ringing. Hi, we're in the river right now. We got people bleeding out. Okay, which river? Where are you at? We're in the Apple River right now. We got someone stabbed. This guy's like bleeding out his guts right now. A man's intestines are falling out of his body.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to get that descriptive, mate. That's what you guys don't understand about stab wounds. Because all you watch is the movies where the Punisher gets stabbed and he's like walking it off. But bro, your organs start leaking. Like, someone hits you with one of them knives in London, those flipping machetes, bro. This, bro, like, bro, you're carrying it while you're walking. Like, bro, you're cooked.
Okay, alright. Oh my god, he's dead. Okay, stop. Okay. Oh my god. Please, God, he's got. No, this is not happening right now. There was a guy who was harassing a group of young teenagers. We were trying to get him to go away, and then all of a sudden he just started stabbing people. I think they're dead.
Sir, I've got a lot of calls on this. I've got a lot of help coming.
You have someone coming our way? Yep, somebody's coming. I don't think he's alive.
Oh, hey, don't say that, bro. Don't say that. Be hopeful. Like, what's this fucking pessimism, you jungle man, bro?
Before, but this guy is dying, man. I've got a lot of help on the way.
I love how the guy's so chilled. Hey, man, this guy's dying, man. The other guy, I don't think this guy's making it anymore. And the women, oh my god, this isn't happening right now.
Yeah, no, I called you guys before, but this guy is dying, man. I've got a lot of help on the way. I think you guys...
So he's sad, but like he's too chill.
To make matters worse, callers had one common answer to a question asked by 911 operators.
Do you know who the suspect is?
I don't know. They're so frantic about what happened to their friends they didn't pay attention.
Okay, where's the guy that has the knife? Where did he go? No, I don't know where he went. Dang it, I don't know. I know what he looks like. I can point him out. I don't know where he went.
I don't know, but it's bad, man. You need to get here. You need to get here now.
Police and other state officials were suddenly tasked with several urgent missions. Save the lives of the wounded, question witnesses about what happened, maintain peace while patrolling the grounds, and hopefully apprehend the individual responsible for the attack.
I got a cutter!
Oh, he's sick. This guy brought a cutter with him. Smart man. Good man.
They're all down where?
Hey, is it TOS? I don't want to get banned, bro. I'm not ready to see it myself, to be completely honest with you. Like, look, I don't want to see nothing.
We have to take the river down.
He punched me in the face. I don't know what the f.
We got someone who can't move. Yep, come on up. We got someone who can't move.
Oh my god, he's been stabbed and he's chilling. Why is the woman panicking more than this guy?
Please. We're going
oh, this guy's a giga chad, bro. Get this guy some medicine.
In the open. Okay. Where'd the suspect go?
I don't know. No, but we got. She got stabbed. Her right there. She got stabbed.
We got one stabbing already up here.
The one kid that walked by you is too.
Yep, we saw that.
There's two down there yet.
Yeah. Going on that bend. 4.
It's shallow water.
Thanks, man. I don't go on the water enough. Chase, you got a knife on you?
This is my first time. It's crazy.
Hey, chat, I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to see nothing. Sorry.
Right there, his intestines are completely out in the water. He might be dead by now.
You need to pick her up. I think we can just pick her up using the tool. She's got a dissertation here.
Okay, it's fine. Isn't blood bannable if it's enough blood, yeah?
I think we can just pick her up using the tool. She's got a dissertation here.
You got one individual slit from here to his chest. His guts are exposed. The other one is slit stabbed in the chest.
3 down there?
Let's get this underneath the tube and lift up. She got guts coming out.
Hey, Riley. Riley, yourself.
Bro, who stabs a woman? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Underneath. The other person, their lung is popped. It's bleeding bad. The person's balls are out. He's about to lose consciousness. They're doing CPR on the one whose lung is popped.
Right here.
Right
down. Right there. Cool. You're right next to each other.
All right, you want to help me out here?
Yes, sir. 1, 2, 3.
Are we like going to tube?
Let the tubes go.
Okay, where's the step?
Look, man. Is she okay now? How long ago was this? I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything or make any jokes.
Never.
I'm just gonna say.
Oh, it hurts so bad. I can't breathe. I don't want to die.
Based on the body cam
That's sad. Chat, don't make any jokes.
footage and measurements via Google Earth, the stab victims were just over 100 yards away from road access. The location of this stabbing becomes a deadly obstacle to the victims, as it will take dozens of valuable minutes to safely extract them from the river and transport them to the hospital.
Bro, I don't know if I'm ready to see this.
You guys need Okay. Does he have a pulse? They cut him wide open. His whole stomach's open.
AJ, you keep looking at me. AJ?
He's barely grabbing on.
AJ, you look
Keep
at
getting
me.
him awake. I'm gonna check on him.
Yes, please go. I can't breathe anymore.
Not the best here, but it's going to have to do, all right? Okay, hold pressure.
Bro, we need you now.
Male subject with a lateral slash across his abdomen, and we have one subject with a stab wound to the chest, CPR in progress.
What can we clog it with? Nothing. There's nothing you can clog it with.
It's not 4 inches. It's done.
Straight to his lungs.
He's
done. Check his pulse. Come on. He's done, bro. He's done.
He's done.
Who's saying he's done? Like, which? Shut up! I swear I would have smoked the guy who's saying he's done by now. What are you talking about, bro? Stop saying he's done. Like that. Do you know how fucking triggering that must be in the moment, bro?
She's a registered nurse. We got 2 registered nurses, and I'm EMS. Come in here. Come on, come on.
I'm gonna grab my rifle. I'll be up there in a second.
Have some poop, man. God
Some
damn.
random on the river.
You got a video of the suspect? I don't got a video of the suspect. I got a video of like the aftermath.
It appears multiple people captured the aftermath of the incident on their phones. This footage will be utilized in the high-profile trial that follows in the year to come. Unfortunately, officers are not able to obtain much from this footage outside of a clearly chaotic scene.
Oh, man. They're doing CPR right now. If we could launch a boat here and get up there, that'd be awesome.
Way up.
The CPR what?
Yep, we're going.
Oh, because his lungs collapsed.
Switch
Okay.
over. Let the cop do it. Let the cop.
Go. Where's he? Somebody else go. Just push compression.
Come on.
Keep going. Keep his heart going. And the guy is still walking up the river.
The suspect?
Yes, he still had a knife out. He was still stabbing people.
4502 dispatch. We just received information. Suspect still has the knife and heading upriver.
Keep compression.
Go. I'm gonna check on the other guy. Stop. His stomach is out.
He's awake.
He's awake. He's breathing.
What's his name again, AJ?
AJ Bear.
You're hot as hell. Thanks,
His
Britt.
head. He's getting so.
Hey, AJ, come on, man.
AJ, you got this, bro. You can make it, brother.
There's a couple cops over here. I walked down the river. I got 2 stab wounds. Hospital 79s.
He's up.
Yeah, let's keep talking, brother.
AJ looks like he's fine. So which brain dead keeps saying he's done? He's done. He's done. FF15. He's done. Like, brother, someone grab that guy's head and put it in the water, bro. Shut the fuck up. If you're gonna be here, shut up. We don't need you saying he's done every 5 seconds while a brother can hear you, you flipping brain dead. What's that guy doing?
Okay, what's your birthday?
Who's the president, man?
Okay, what's the president? Okay, Joe Biden. Okay,
He's answering.
What did he do? In the past 2 years, what
Bro,
did
I
he do?
hope when AJ recovers, he comes back to soccer kick that guy.
Nice man. Okay, he's good. He's got his humor.
It does appear that EMS
He's making
is trying to
jokes.
get up here. Just make sure they know the suspect's still alive. Okay. All right. If you got a seal, you need a seal.
Yeah, I need his guts are out.
It's everywhere.
Okay, yep. They're coming. They're coming.
I got it. I got it. I need you to stay awake just a little bit longer, okay? And it's gonna be okay.
Robert is my goat, man.
Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Back up. Ready? Go. Go. Go.
Hey, I don't know if we can bandage this.
Do you have gauze at all?
Yeah.
Okay, AJ, you hold my hand. Squeeze my hand, man. Squeeze my hand.
Come on.
Saw your eyes there for a minute,
I
buddy.
saw you do it. Come on, man. You got it.
Squeeze. So good.
Keep
So
going.
good, AJ. Keep his heart going. I saw those really
Come
pretty
on.
blue eyes. You have very, very pretty blue eyes.
Come on.
Oh, I want to see those.
All right. Whenever you're ready to jump in.
I'm ready.
Andrew, ready? Ready?
Go.
No. Go.
All right, stand by. Don't shake.
Turn
Don't shake.
him.
Turn him. Turn him.
Turn his head. Turn his head. Turn his head.
We're good. We're good. I know.
It's okay.
I know. We're good. We're so good. Hold my hand.
Bro, I'm biting my nails. Like, I swear to God, I'm panicking right now, bro. Why do I feel like I'm there? This is a movie. Right, let's switch the league, man. Oh my goodness. Nah, that one brain dead saying he's done, dude. He's done. He was on the flipping phone saying he's done. So he was in better condition than this? Oh my... No. That guy needs to get arrested.
AJ, I need to see you breathe. Open your mouth.
Perfect.
Okay,
Good. Keep doing that.
So good. So good, AJ.
Come on. Just keep breathing, okay?
AJ, you hold my hand. You hear me?
When you need a break, I'll jump in.
We got this, bro. We got like 5 people here.
Yep.
We can keep him going. It's a big hole, and I need
He's
your
gonna jump in.
palm covering the entirety of it. And I need you to shove your palm as far into his chest.
Yep. Stay awake, bud. Stay awake. Stay awake.
Careful.
Stay awake. Stay
I know.
awake.
I know.
They're coming. We got multiple victims.
AJ, you're holding on.
Anybody get a look at the suspect?
I don't know anything about it.
I think they ran into a tree, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
older man. He's in his 50s, 60s. He just has a knife.
46 to 29.
Suspect went into the woods at the initial location, a quarter-mile upriver from the 64 bridge.
If you can get guys, head that way and try to set up a perimeter possibly. The road isn't that far from the river though. We have the team activated, we have a canine route, but we need to try to contain him.
Can you have him open the scissors and put the gauze on his wound?
Bro, AJ's a warrior, man.
Here we go, here we go. Good, you're doing so keep squeezing, AJ.
Lateral or vertical?
I think double.
It's both.
Double. Can you hear us?
Hey, AJ, no. Grab his hand. I know, buddy. And you keep here. Where's the rig?
TOS, bro, that's not an intestine. Chill. That's not an intestine. It's cloth, bro. Is this against TOS? That's not an intestine, bro. Chill out. You guys, you know, there's no way his intestine is one white line with no blood, just in the water. And just leave it there. Leave it. Just leave it in the river, bro. Just leave it dangling, yeah? Don't worry about it. Give him CPR. Just leave that dangling there. That's not it, bro.
Is there a time? Is there anything? They're just giving them directions exactly where we're at. They're getting here as fast as they can. He's here.
Just keep his heart going.
As EMTs provide crucial medical assistance, officers begin their manhunt for the suspect.
We were floating. We caught up to that group of kids, and the guy was harassing them. And so I wanted to stop it before. I was worried they were going to hurt that guy. I was worried they were going to gang up on him. She went over there to try and defuse it. He punched her.
He just went
he
crazy.
just started stabbing everyone.
Literally just went crazy.
And then the other group tried to stop him, and
He was like probably this big, 250 pounds, beer belly. He was wearing a chain. He was kind of bald.
stereotypical sleazy Russian.
That sounds like a description of the most disgusting guy ever, bro. What am I hearing? Who did she just describe, bro? Some freaky animal, man. The fuck is that? Right. He's fat. He looks like he's got a beer belly. He's bald. He's 50, 60. Disgusting. The ugliest guy you've ever seen.
I don't mean that.
Except when I first saw him, he had scuba goggles.
Yes, clear goggles.
Scuba goggles on?
Snorkel.
He might have been
goggles.
snorkeling the river.
So he just started kind of slashing and hacking at people at random, okay?
I was scared he was going to keep going as he was up the river. He was just stabbing people as he went by.
How many deceased? I thought maybe we were up to 3 the way it sounded.
Guys, move to the side. Ambulance is coming back through.
Fine, help him.
Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all we can do right now, man.
Try and recite the ABCs, okay? As stupid as it is, just go for it.
Here, drink water.
No, thank you. I'm okay for now.
You, drink water.
I know you're good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. This guy's got no policies.
Who's that lady handing out water? What's going on?
Until our resources are needed elsewhere.
You gotta keep holding on, AJ. You gotta keep holding on. His guts are literally everywhere. They're everywhere.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't need to move your legs right now. You just need to talk to us.
We're not going anywhere.
Does anybody know his name?
Doesn't matter. No, I know, but if I could talk to him.
We're doing everything we can right now.
AJ.
Keep talking, man.
AJ.
Come on. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can, AJ.
You don't say you can't. You do it. Okay. Turn him. Yep. Spread it up.
I don't know if we can go up to the woods and just run with him. We can just float him on a tube. They can see lungs.
Didn't see no trail. Everybody's here now. Everybody's here. They're ready for you.
Bring from his legs then. Go underneath
AJ, you're doing so good, AJ.
It's gonna hurt a little bit, but you
So fucking good.
I know. Just squeeze.
I
know it hurts.
Good. I know. AJ.
Stop.
AJ.
That pressure is going to help you, okay?
I don't know if this guy's even going to come out once medics get here. I mean, we'll get him out, but yeah, he's well bled out. Launch the boat if you can, Mike.
Hey, bro, listen, man. This video's been 11 minutes. Where the hell is the ambulance, bro? Like, I can only imagine it's probably been 20. Where is the ambulance? What's going on? Can someone clear me out why they're not coming with a helicopter or something? Brother, the ambulance could have walked it here with all the equipment in their hands by now. Like, what's taking so long, bro? What is taking so long with this ambulance, brother? These brothers are still making jokes while they're walking out of the office. Was they playing rock, paper, scissors on their way in or something? There's no way. One quick league game before we go, yeah? Alright, let's go. Like, that's them, bro. What's going on with the ambulance? These brothers are taking too... Like, they should have been there with the police. They should have arrived at the same time. Hell is going on? Right.
Stop coming out. There's glass everywhere. All right, step on out, man. Thank you. You did all you could.
Just careful, his stomach's open. I'm not letting go of the head. Ready, squeeze hard. 1, 2, 3.
It's been 34 minutes.
AJ, you're doing so good, man. Here we go.
Bam in the blue. I'm gonna have you step out of the way for the medic when he gets in here.
What's happening? Bro, what kind of flipping shirt is that this medic has? Bro, what's going on in this place? What kind of place is this?
Let him jump in on compression.
He's a red patient.
I know.
Hey, up.
We're good. We're good.
Come on, Isaac!
Who the hell is Isaac?
The woman screaming is most likely Isaac's mother, the boy whom officials and civilians are trying to resuscitate.
I just talked to the mom. She has no allergies, no medications, no past medical history of the person.
So clean bill.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
You're so close, AJ. You hold on, man.
Hey, whatever's going on here, mate, it's getting a bit too, like, I'm getting a headache. I don't know what's going on, it's hard to follow. Low-key, it is. What the hell is happening right now? Who the hell is Isaac? Who's that guy? What in the hell is that?
You got a really good team.
The guy's getting beaten by the jungle camps at level 2. I've never seen that before. The red buff's smoking.
That way? It's the wrong way, I think.
Gat Diamond.
Hey, this guy first. This guy first.
That guy's masters, bro. No, seriously. I'm telling you, that if you want to get Challenger, queue jungle. Please, you'll get it in tomorrow. If you are struggling and you can't climb on lane, please do me a favor, learn how to jungle, learn how to clear 6 camps, full clear, and do it efficiently. I promise you, just that alone, you'll be Challenger. That's a promise. I'm promising. As long as you don't have literally the worst team fight gameplay ever, you'll get Challenger.
Someone grab him.
Come on, Mike. You can do it.
Come on, man. Come on, Isaac. Dang it, man. Guys, I need you to back up. Come on, Isaac. Come on.
This is what happens when tasers get wet.
Oh, mine's junk too then.
Boss, why don't you stand up there so you can get a better watch? I'm just wondering. From where I am here, I've got a decent enough watch where we can protect these people if worse comes to worse. Alright, that's what I was just wondering.
Why is this guy back here? I swear he's you, chat. He's literally you just waffling. Fuck you, chat.
You guys want it, and we got a drone ready.
We have a personal drone. Just wondering if we should send that up, or if we have a helicopter coming, or keep it low enough. As many eyes as we can get going.
That's the most American woman thing ever. Who the hell did this?
Some guy spotted a guy walking in the ditch. I'm on the road.
Copy. I'll see if I can walk off.
Yeah, Somerset.
Bro, that one guy screaming, bless that guy. He really loves Isaac, man.
Stick with us, Isaac.
Yeah, let's just get this Lucas on.
I'll go until the next one. Okay.
Please, just hang on.
Sounds like a pussy. Nah, he loves Isaac, bro.
Suspect adult male, approximately 50 years of age, wearing swim trunks, no shirt, described as Russian in ethnicity, armed with a knife.
Officers conducted their search for the suspect for nearly an hour after the incident with little luck. They recovered what they believed to be the weapon used in the attack, which was dumped in this area of the river, but the wielder was still at large. Fortunately, an essential call was made to 911 that greatly impacted their figurative dragnet.
I'm down in the rapids in Somerset at the Apple River. Okay, what's going on? I believe the guy is down here right now. It looks just like him. He's got the necklace on. He's a bigger guy. He's got the rough beard. He's bringing tubes over right now. I don't know if it's him or not.
Can you see what color shorts he's wearing?
Yes, I'll get it quick. Green or black. Described as carrying some tubes with darker shorts. Initial description had him wearing a large gold chain, I believe. The scholar saying the chain necklace appears to be more silver in color.
Suspect right now, also wearing a camel shirt.
Alright, let's go right back out where we came. We're over here.
Is this guy wearing a shirt or not?
Potbelly?
Our current witness says that the male appears to be wearing a camel-colored shirt.
Put your hands in the back.
Yes.
Wait, that's him, bro. That's him.
Appears to be wearing a camel.
He's the guy. He's the guy. Bald, potbelly.
Colored shirt.
He just changed his outfit.
Yes.
That's the guy I was picturing in my head as well.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yeah.
No,
You're just being detained at this point, okay?
Yes.
He's breathing heavy, is him?
Yep. 36 dispatch. Believe we have the suspect detained. Believe we have him detained at this time.
No weapons or anything like that.
36 has a possible
Seems like the kind of guy that would do it.
At just over an hour after the incident, police apprehend their suspected attacker. They're currently located a mile upriver from the incident location.
Yep, camo shorts.
What's your name? Nick New.
Let's take him into custody.
Why?
We can bring him over to my squad.
Your phone? His phone. And he helped for looking in the water in the phone.
Sounds good. Was he wearing a big chain necklace or something though?
No.
Did he lose a necklace or something along the way?
He's got a silver chain
mattress. He's wearing one right now.
Silver blockchain.
Same shorts.
Like I said, sir, you're just detained at this point, okay? We'll explain anything in a second here. You got some pretty good markings on his hand, too.
What's the context? Some guy ran around and started stabbing people at a river.
When I release this hand, you put it on top of your head. Do you understand? Of course.
Was he with you guys?
Yes.
Were you guys with him the whole day?
Yeah.
Right. Who's
Your
with
hero,
you?
think of the
You
subset.
guys.
Everybody were here.
This is all one group?
Yeah, it's one group.
You want to split them up? Take another photo of him now. Send it back to
Are you sure it wasn't this police officer, mate?
group out there, to those that witnessed it. I think it's him.
There's a guy with a baseball bat down here that is like 100% certain that this is the guy.
And he's got a silver chain. And I walked up and I just went, "You, sir, stop right there. Come here."
Okay, what did he do?
He stopped and came towards me like nothing was going on. And then all of a sudden you guys came in from every direction. Sorry, that scares me though.
Kids on the river right now.
Yeah,
So
my son and her daughter. I didn't want to go anywhere when there's somebody who kills somebody on the river. Don't want to go down by his friends though. Okay,
Sounds good.
Connected, you know what I mean?
Well, he started yelling at his group because they were meandering
Walking.
and he wanted to
Get out.
Bro, all of these guys could be suspects. I'm not the only one.
All right, take a seat.
River's Edge dude, light blue, sleeveless shirt. He's the one that called it in.
Are you the one that pointed somebody out?
Okay.
You did great. They have him in custody, and he is the gentleman. So, yes, that's our belief.
As officers properly cuff Nick and place him in the back of their cruiser, others begin questioning those on scene who were in his tubing group.
This whole group right here.
Well, we need to make sure none of these fools leave.
over there long enough to hurt anybody. I know Ariel lost his phone.
That you take it?
Yeah.
He's looking by the phone in the river.
On the water. But it's not for his cell phone because he lost. I don't know, 5-10 minutes. When he got over there, it started people fighting.
The gentleman that was helping you look for the yeah.
He is a friend.
Are you friends with anybody that was in the fight?
No, I don't.
Do you know the guy that we have in our car?
Yes.
You know him?
Yes, of course.
Friend for many years. We never have any problem.
And I know Nick went up there, and he came back, and then he went back over there.
Did you see him the whole time he was off his tube?
But they said they were with him the whole day. Yeah, but they also said he went for 5-10 minutes.
We have video on him all the time.
The whole time?
This acquaintance of Nick's happens to be 911 caller number 8.
I think you guys need to hold anybody that's coming off this river. You need to get here, and you need to get here now.
He also briefly interacted with officers on the crime scene.
So Nick wasn't involved in the fight?
No. 5 people attacked to him, and they take it out
The snorkel, yeah.
I yelled for 2 of them. I said, he needs help. Ariel and Ernesto went towards where Nick was.
I don't know, in the fire or here, they push him down. And when he get out, that's when I tell him, get out there, because I don't know. And the mother said, get out there. Because young people run, I don't know.
A lot of people around.
Too fast.
I think the guy started fighting between
But why would the guy, when police are arriving, just chill about with his friends? Shouldn't he be on the run?
I see a lot of people push him.
Push him.
He was. I know we have a down in the water.
Okay.
We don't know what happened because we are still in the tube. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. So I didn't see what happened. He just said they were calling me a pedophile and everything, and then they attacked me.
You never got involved in it? You just went over and started yelling halfway?
No, we stay away.
You stayed away?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see where he went after that happened?
All the time we are.
All I heard is somebody got hurt, but I don't know how.
As he was running away, is that when you noticed people were bleeding?
Yes.
Nick came back, and he said one of them took his knife.
He said, they taking my knife. That's what he said.
He had a knife in his pocket. Not a very big one. And he says, I don't know where it's at anymore. It's a folding one. It's got a black handle. I know it had a clip because he clipped it on the side of his pocket. They grabbed it, and he said they...
The hell is going on, dude? Sus. So what the hell's going on right now? Because the fact that the real attacker is in the woods watching is sausage. That's what I'm thinking. Please dodge. I need to see the rest. The kids are regarded too. I mean, yeah, but they don't deserve to get stabbed, bro. Kids are just gonna be kids and they're just gonna flame an old man that walks by, bro. That's life. You're just not supposed to get... Bro, I've said this before, like, it shocks me that teachers in my school growing up were getting that angry at kids. I understand getting annoyed because, like, okay, you want to teach a lesson, but bro, there were teachers that had veins coming out of their forehead and their face was red and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, and they come in the next day, oh, I've got a sore throat because of you guys. It's like, bro, I still can't believe that 12-year-olds are making a 35-year-old scream and go that crazy. Because, bro, they're 12-year-olds. Like, I'm telling you right now, Chab, 25. There is not a single 12-year-old on the planet that can make me that angry. I swear, bro. It's impossible. I can't see it. I can't see it. Right. Let's go. Bring back slapping in schools. I don't know if we need to do all of that. Alright, let's go. Good morning, brother. How you doing? I'm pissed off, to be honest with you.
Swung it at him.
Games aren't even fun. That's what's pissing me off. It's like Lost while I'm 5 minutes into laning phase. I'm up 2 levels. I'm up 50 CS. The game's already lost. Like, what's going on?
Grabbed
the fuck is going on? Seriously.
I didn't see it. That's what he told me.
We saw they put 2 people, I think that was 2 people out, like, you know, and doing something like that. And I said, what happened? And we don't know.
Well, yeah, there was a few people hurt.
Nick wasn't there long enough to hit or hurt anybody.
How long would you think that he was there for?
It wasn't even 5 minutes.
Well, we got some stuff to work out.
You could
guys
have
aren't going to be
someone
able to leave for a little bit. Because it was more than just some injuries. It was a pretty serious event that happened. Otherwise, you wouldn't see people showing up in tactical green. At this time, you're not allowed to talk to any of your friends. I can roll your cooler over for you and let you sit there. Does that seem fair?
Mm-hmm. Which one of you called the police? You called, okay.
Because I didn't speak English.
Sure, no, that makes sense.
What I see, he don't do nothing wrong. He was run away from that group.
He was running away from that group?
That group was punching.
Oh.
Maybe they thought they looking for something under to them. I don't know.
So he said when they put him down, they take the knife, and that's what I said, hey, but he's taking the knife to you here.
Can I have some context about the video? Hey boss, you're a little tilted. Try reset mental. I'm not going to reset mental. And I'm not even tilted. I just want to play the game, bro. I'm going to queue jungle and prove how brain dead this role is. I swear I'm going to win this next game. That's how confident I am with jungle. I can never say that about top lane. Swear to God I can't. Jungle's so insanely piss easy. I swear I get so completely shocked every time I see a bad jungler. Bro, the thing is, if I see a bad mid laner, I'm ranting. I don't give a fuck. If I see a bad mid laner, a bad top laner, or a bad ADC, I can understand because the game can go wrong so quickly for those lanes. I don't know how you can mess up clearing 6 camps and being the highest level on the map throughout that first 6 camp clear. You're the first to level 2, you're the first to level 3, you're the first to level 4. So now all you have to do is dictate how the game goes. Your decision's gonna dictate all of it. Unless your bot lane die 5 times in a row before you can arrive at bot lane. Your decision's gonna dictate all of it. I have complete and utter control of the map. It's all in my hands. I decide whether I'm gonna be playing for top. I decide whether we're gonna be playing for bot. I decide whether we're gonna be playing for the grubs, the dragons, everything. I'm the highest level on the map. I'm the first level 3 and 4. I can do anything I want. I have all the power in my hands. And then you proceed to die 9 times in a row. How does that even happen? Like, bro, how does that even happen? How does that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? I've never in my life played jungle and gone 0-9. Swear to God. I've never in my life done that, bro. If I am jungle, I have the least deaths on the team. I go 0-9 on top lane. I understand how it can happen. I can understand how an ADC goes 0-9 when he gets dived on the tower by 4-man while he supports roaming on top side. I get it. Jungle, I swear to God, I get perplexed, bro. It doesn't even make any sense in theory. Are the camps killing you? Or do you just make 9 bad decisions back to back? Top lane, you make 1 bad decision. Now you're going to go 0-3. That's top lane. I get it. ADC, your support pisses off and says, alright, you have to give up 6 waves and 2 towers. Good luck. I understand how an ADC can fall behind. I get it. Jungle doesn't even make sense in theory, bro. I'm sorry. In theory, on paper, it doesn't make any sense. You can't fall behind on jungle, bro. You can't, like, fall behind's fine. That makes sense. Your mid lane starts losing. You start getting invaded, sure. I don't know how you die 9 times in a row. Swear to God. If you have the most deaths on your team as the jungler, you should quit jungle today. I've played that role from Emerald to Challenger. Only jungle games. I've never in my life had a KDA like that. I've gone 1-3. I've never gone 2-9. Never. Swear to God. Check every single jungle match game. I don't even think it happened once. That's the worst part. I swear, bro. So shocking. That's why I'm so...
A few members of Nick's group are familiar co-workers of his.
That's
it
why
is
I
later
expect so much
discovered
from
that
the
the
jungler,
majority
bro.
of his group had
I
only
don't even expect that much. I just expect them not to go 0-9 or 5-9 or whatever the flip.
just met Nick that day. Based off their interviews,
My
it seems
mistake,
Nick's
boss. You know,
group was
now
unaware.
I'm fine. Now I'm fine. I could be tilted through the moon. I can't even misplay on jungle. That's how brain dead that role is. Man, I flipping hate that.
Of his
role.
actions when they unfolded.
We went around everything because we saw some guy around and I told them, hey, somebody walking around and I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
Nick's peer might be referring to a man their group saw in the woods after the stabbing. Officials later discovered the group recorded their concern on video.
He has something like hammer in his hand.
Just take a picture and save it.
Neto, mueve para allá. Escúchame. He waiting for something.
Just take a video.
I know. I tried, but maybe I can't. Porque él está viniendo desde allá con una cosa en la mano, un martillo.
Hold your phone. We're going with the rapids.
And he waiting.
Still doing all right?
I hear somebody got stabbed. And I fit the description.
Yes, you do. Did you see that fight on the river?
I heard about
I saw a jungle level 1, the enemy mid and top. Let me just sum up jungle in a nutshell, bro. This is the average jungle in Masters.
It's unknown D, Homer and B. I got galley on me, up block belly on me, panic and dash, them boy running the tree.
You heard about it?
Yeah, and I seen people gather around it. And I went over to talk to see if somebody saw anything, but that's about it. Our whole group was pretty interested in finding out what happened.
Did you see anybody injured?
No.
I still think this guy's innocent, chat.
Anybody injured?
No.
Did you see anybody fighting?
I heard people screaming at each other, yes. Everybody's drunk, so I don't know. I can't tell the difference, calling each other names, but you know, that's... I've seen that all day.
We just want to check you out. Are you injured at all?
No, other than my butt. Very injured and scratched.
Your butt's injured?
Well, from sliding all over the stones.
Oh, the rocks?
Yeah.
All right.
And my hand, I think.
Okay.
Take a look at you here.
Where's he taking him?
At this point, he's under arrest. Okay. So.
Shortly after Nick is driven away from the scene, officers pull over in a parking lot to transfer him into another cruiser, where they inform him of his arrest charges.
Go walk around the back here. He was patted down once, but you can do it again. So right now, you're being placed under arrest, okay? You're being placed under arrest for homicide and attempted homicide. That's all we're going to discuss with you right now.
What?
More than
You look shocked or anything?
an investigator will come talk to you at the jail. All right?
Okay.
Unfortunately, the boy stabbed in the chest, Isaac Schumann, died from his injuries. The 4 other stab victims were still in the hospital at this time, some in critical condition. From here, officers bring Nick to the interrogation room, where an investigator hears his side of the story.
I understand you're married to Sandy,
Yeah,
right?
you okay?
She is. She is with Ernesto and Amy.
Okay, good. Titi, my puppy.
She's headed home to take care of the dog.
Nick briefly tells the investigator that he has multiple degrees and holds a clean record. Both appear to be true. He doesn't even have any traffic infractions within the state. However, we did find 2 separate divorce cases. One 2009 divorce case leading him to losing custody of his son, who happened to be the same age as the deceased victim Isaac he's being accused of stabbing.
I'm not a zombie. I never had a run with the law except when I got We'll go into that.
You need to take a break. Just.
How bad is it?
Well, can we get through this form and ask each other questions?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
Miranda rights,
Yeah.
which have not been read to me when I was put in the car. Is that
And,
right?
and that's okay, as long as they weren't asking you any questions, they don't need to. You have the right to remain silent, you have the right to consult an attorney, and you may have him or her present with you during questioning.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this one.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
when do I see one? When do I get one assigned to me?
You would get one assigned to you, the soonest would be on Monday.
Oh,
You still have the right to stop the questioning at any time.
yeah, I'd like to do that at some point. All I can say is it was self-defense. Self-defense, there were lots of people that came on to me. Self-defense, and they produced 2 weapons, one I took from them. That's the only thing I can tell. They hit me, and they were on top of me, and I don't remember anything after that. I ran away to my group. There were actually people coming over from my group to see what was going on. I said, nothing, just get back. And they kept asking, and I said, nothing. I didn't explain to them anything.
Nick's claim is not only refuted by his peers' retelling of the events, but also by his own words during a 911 call made by a member of his group.
I don't know what happened. Somebody pulled a knife. Do you know where the man with the knife is?
And I had a fucking knife.
And we are here, and somebody attacked one of our friends.
Do you know where the man with the knife is?
Took my knife.
Okay. Everybody calm down. We're fine.
Can somebody tell me where the man with the knife is, please?
Okay, so we're on River's Edge, on the river. Someone pulled a knife on our friend. So our friend has a knife because we used it for the rope. Someone take I don't even know. Oh my God, I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, we have people help. Okay, thank you.
I've never been in a situation like this where people produce weapons. They said, don't run from us, don't do this, you're a child molester, you're this. And I said, are you people drunk? Or you're a child molester. I said, if I'm a child molester, should you be drinking? You should be having alcohol. One wanted to pull my pants down, and I grabbed onto him. I don't know who that kid was, but he had a knife on him.
Okay, chat, quick question. I don't need Pantheon to play jungle, listen. Not saying they deserve to die, but the kids are dickheads. Not TOS, it's cut from the vid. Maybe disturbing. View discretion is advised. Disturbing, but is it TOS though?
What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Get away from us! What? What's going on with y'all homie? He's on camera. Guys, let's tripping. He's on 4K. Yo, the new iPhone's got that good quality. What did you say? Yeah, what the hell? Who is this? Yes.
Brother, if like you're filming, can you film him? What are you filming?
Brother culture! Who is that? Brother culture! Who is that? Who the hell is this? He said he was looking for little girl! He said he was looking for little girl!
Bro, run. That look in his face, he's already made his mind up. Like, chat, the thing is, this subtle movement on his left hand right here, was his right hand, here. Right hand, this subtle movement and this look, he's made his mind up, bro. This isn't the same man you were looking at 5 minutes ago.
You're looking for a little girl? Yeah! What? We're us out! I didn't have that part on camera, did I? Some young ass kid!
Spear, when is the time gonna come for you to post your leak clips to your Instagram account consistently? I'll start doing it soon, actually.
What the hell is this guy's problem, bro? We're trying to have fun. He's gonna close you? He's gonna save you! We don't want this motherfucker!
Oh my god, bro. Look, you see in his eyes, he's not normal, man. Why are they doing this? Bro, he pulled out a knife and they were still... Bro, these kids are brave. Why they... Bro, he pulled out a knife and they still kept pushing him around. What? Chat, they pushed him in the water, bro. Oh, nah, come on, chat, come on. This is... Chat, come on, man. Chat, come on, bro. Bro. What? You missed the stab, bro. I did miss the stab. Where?
He hit a woman? He hit a woman? You hit a woman. He hit a woman. You killed him. What? He's dying. He's dying, bro. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we serious? Is it real? Oh my god.
Yeah, no, we can't watch this. Right. Why is it on YouTube?
Oh my god, she saved my cannon. No!
That was good. That was good. That was really good. Guarantee these idiots won't push a random stranger again. Yeah, but that's a bit morbid, isn't it? They're kids, innit? But at the same time, like, this guy shows up and he lost his phone and he's looking for his phone and they're legit just beating him up. Definition of muck around and find out. Do you know what? They still didn't deserve to die for it. But it's like, bro, you never know who you're going to run into. So just treat everyone with respect. Regardless of whether your friends are doing something or not doing something. Like, you don't know who you're running into on a daily basis, bro. Don't just flipping push around a random guy. Come on, man. Like they, of course they don't, no one deserves to die there. In a perfect world. But it's in a perfect world, bro. There are humans out there that are schizophrenic. There are people out there who are psychotic. There are people out there who are just going through something, bro. Don't just, like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is the neighborhood, and you are not welcome.
He got 20 years in prison for it. Yeah, because, like, I'm going to watch the rest of the video to see if he deserves 20 years in prison. Give me a hot sec. I'll be the judge.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Are we serious? Is it real? Oh my god! Who is that? Oh my god! Oh my god! Is it real? Is this real? Oh my god! Oh my god, what the fuck? Is this real? Wait, that's not bark! That's not bark! That's not bark! That's not bark! That's not Isaac!
Yeah, this gets really TOS. I ain't gonna cap. Right, so we're not allowed to watch this on stream. Right. No. Right. Yeah, we're not allowed to see that on stream. Spear, please check your mods, Gamba. Why is that on YouTube even? I mean, it's not too bad to be honest, but like, it can definitely be disturbing, eh? Feet gets no shoes, no new shoes. What? Who made this? Resignate! What are you doing? What are you doing? What is that? What is that prediction, buddy? I mean, it could really just be a glitch.
As you can see in the clip, the video seems to glitch in a very bizarre way.
making it look as if the woman's head disappears multiple times. But oddly, the rest of the video is perfectly clear. Now, in the Philippines, there's a strange superstition that says that if someone appears in a photograph without a head, it means that that person will soon pass away. Creepily enough, a few minutes later, and this happens.
Ayun no, bilis. Ayun, nawala ng pwede.
Stop the cap! Stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap. This is not real.
The unfortunate woman is accidentally struck by a runaway taxi van, and it is said that she did actually pass away as the result of her injuries, just like the old Filipino superstition says. Now, this clip immediately went viral on Philippines websites and social media, but no one knows the original source of the video, which leaves us to wonder, is this real proof of the paranormal, or is it just an old malfunctioning CCTV system, or is it all just a very elaborate hoax? As always, you decide.
Is a continent?
No. No, it's a county.
Oh, what, a country?
A county.
What's the difference between a county and a country?
So country is like England.
Yeah. So Wales is in Cardiff.
She's doing it on purpose. She's doing it on purpose. You can't be this dumb. Surely. Come on.
No, Cardiff's the capital of Wales.
Yeah.
So I'm from Liverpool, so I live in a country.
No, Liverpool's a city.
A city?
Yeah.
If you go on a plane and go to another place, that's still United Kingdom, isn't it?
Depends where. Where do you want to go?
So
why are they not going crazy?
Spain.
That's not United
that's
Kingdom.
Europe.
That's Europe.
But it's still in the United Kingdom.
No, Europe
It's
is
out
a
of the
continent.
It's in the EU. It's in Europe. It's in Europe.
Essex.
You think she's doing it on purpose for views? She's doing it on purpose because she knew this would go viral. That's high level. She's sitting here pretending to be dumb when she's actually a genius. And I respect that. That's high level. That's high level.
Blowjob I ever got. How about you? It might be your first blowjob.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come? You hear that? He said, you remember your first blowjob? He said, yeah. I said, how long did it take for the guy to come? Remember every blow.
This is so good. Sopranos is just so... It's peak, man. It's just peak.
I said to my boyfriend, please make me something to eat. And he said, no, do it yourself. So I said to him,
Get in the fucking kitchen now, fam. Make me something to eat. Make me a fucking sandwich, still.
so I said to
What? Is that a guy? I'm hard! No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Sarah, is that a guy?
my boyfriend, please make me something
That's a guy.
to eat.
Yeah. That's a guy. Wait, is it a guy? No, that's a guy. Yes, that's a guy! Okay, but why is he doing that? I thought it was gonna be one of them peaceful
I'm already
games.
here. Oh, shit. Oh. They hitting that hoe. Why am I the only one not dancing?
Oh, he's gonna get tortured, right?
We in this hoe dabbing. You should jump in a volcano. Can I? Oh shit. That didn't do anything. Oh. Is it rising? Wait. The volcano's rising! Wait. Y'all, what y'all so happy for? The volcano's coming! Oh shit! Give me the baby, I'm lava proof! What is she doing? She's not gonna make it. Wait. What's she doing? Oh, she threw it! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Damn, no! Oh, he didn't make it. Oh, fuck, wait a minute. Oh, hell no! Oh.
It looks like a fun horse scheme. Holy Schmidt Island of LeBron James. What? I keep farting, sorry chat. He's all in.
He's all in. He's all in.
It's 1992. A man is waiting in line to enter the United States.
The first attack on the Twin Towers. Why'd you send this in?
He has a fake Swedish passport.
You're Lebanese. I know, but they hear the accent.
His name is Ahmed Ajaj. In his bag are 6 blue manuals and 2 videotapes. Meanwhile, another man is in the queue as well. He wears a 3-piece silk suit and carries a British passport, also fake. His real name is Ramzi Youssef. The two are accomplices.
Ramzi? That ain't no Arab name, brother. What the hell does Ramzi mean? Ramzi. Gordon Ramsay. Chat, have you ever met a guy called Ramsay? Yeah, it is, newbie. After who? Ramses II, the Egyptian pharaoh? Why are people naming their son Ramses? Am I capping? Why would you want that? That pharaoh who was chasing after Moses? Doesn't make any sense.
His real name is Ramzi Youssef. The two are accomplices. They have traveled all the way from Pakistan to New York to execute a sinister plan. The blue books include mixing formulas for explosives, and on the videotapes are instructional videos for building bombs. Together, they will launch a devastating attack on US soil. This is the often forgotten first attack on the Twin Towers.
Oh, I remember this.
This video is in part based on the fantastic podcast Operation Trade Bomb. Link is in the description. Ahmed Ajaj pulls out his fake Swedish passport. The immigration officer studies the document. He is suspicious. He decides to send Ajaj to a secondary inspection.
Smart man.
Officers search his luggage and find the manuals. He gets arrested on the spot.
Small.
His belongings are seized by the police. Ramzi Youssef is also sent to secondary screening. He abandons his fake British passport and instead claims to be an Iraqi citizen looking for political asylum. He too gets arrested, in this case for traveling without a visa.
These brothers suck!
But the authorities release him on his own recognizance, meaning he's free to move if he appears to a court date for his asylum grant. As a result, he successfully enters the US. But with Ajaj in jail and the manual seized,
Shut up, my horse! I would have sent him back. I'm like, what? Shut up, bro! I swear to God, I'm a bit... Bro, I'm toxic, man.
Has to execute their plan on his own. How Ramzi Youssef became radicalized remains a mystery to this day. However, throughout his life, he came into contact with multiple radical Islamists, each likely influencing his extremist beliefs. In New York, he wastes no time and immediately starts preparing the attack. He needs to build a massive bomb. Through a middleman, Youssef exchanges information with Ajaj, who is still sitting in jail. A court has ordered the government to release Ajaj's belongings, including his blue books.
It's good because I was just in Champ Select and someone dodged, so now we get to sit out for a bit so they don't ban Pantheon. We get to enjoy the video. This is really well done documentary.
It is not clear why authorities would release the plans.
It deserves a like, but I'm not going to like it because I'm a stingy prick.
Build bombs. It was likely a pretty drastic oversight. Youssef sent someone to collect the manuals for him. Now he needs accomplices. He will find them in Jersey. Youssef has a talent for manipulating people. He moves into a dormitory among members of the Islamic community. There he meets Mohammed Salameh, an illegal immigrant from Palestine. Salameh regularly attends a Jersey mosque known for preaching radical Islamist views. Around this mosque, Youssef recruits more people, all bound by a shared hatred towards America and its ally Israel. 3 new members, including a chemist, join his operation. Over the next few weeks, the group gathers the materials and chemicals needed to prepare the bomb. They keep everything hidden in a rented storage unit in Jersey. About 2 months after Youssef's arrival, the group rents a ground floor apartment. In this inconspicuous house, the group begins to assemble the device. The main ingredient is an explosive chemical called urea nitrate. Due to the toxic fumes, they wear surgical masks. The chemicals are very delicate. Over time, the wall paint changes from white to blue. The metal doorknob...
Why stay in it regarding ass mother... I don't know, bro. I don't know, like... I know this Schmidt happens, but I just find it so hard to believe, bro. Like, well, we just hate America. Like, what? I don't know. What?
Start corroding. As detailed in the blue books, they add aluminum powder and other materials to increase the destructive power of the bomb. The apartment is a mess.
And like, that's the reasoning. That's the reasoning. Like, no mental disorder, no nothing. Oh, just hate America. Like, what the? What kind of brain dead are you? Like, am I lying? What kind of brain dead is this?
Tell from the outside. Over months, no one realizes what these men are up to. No curious neighbors. Nobody. It's February 26th.
And then they just kill regular Joes. This shot, it doesn't add up in my head. I'm sorry, bro.
1993. Their work is finally completed. Time for the next step. Carefully, the terrorists carry the parts piece by piece into a yellow van. Even the smallest mistake could cause a devastating explosion. An explosion they hope will cause the Twin Towers to collapse. We can only tackle sensitive topics such as this one thanks to our long-term partners. Brilliant is an incredible platform that helps you get smarter every day. There are thousands of interactive lessons of the World QR code right here. Here across the Hudson River, they are standing over 400 meters tall, built from 200,000 tons of steel. They are the heart of the World Trade Center, a complex of 7 buildings in Lower Manhattan. When completed in 1971, they became the tallest structures in the world.
Really?
The iconic skyscrapers shape the skyline of New York City. They are a symbol of the prosperity and power of the US. Inside, there is a vibrant world of commerce and international relations. It's a city within a city. 19 restaurants, 80 shops, and countless offices housing 430 companies from 29 countries.
Damn.
Every day, around 50,000 people go to work here. One of them is Janine Ali. Janine works as an office manager in finance. Her office is located on the 45th floor of the North Tower. It's lunchtime soon. The yellow van is driving through Manhattan, approaching its target. Inside sit Youssef and one of his accomplices. The van pulls into an underground parking garage of the World Trade Center. It stops in a no parking zone on level B2. The men get out of the vehicle and open the back. The rear compartment holds multiple large barrels, some cardboard boxes, and a long rope. One of the men lights the fuse. A few meters from the van, another car is waiting with another accomplice. Youssef and the other man jump inside. Just before the exit, a truck appears. The men get nervous. A few moments later, the truck finally moves.
What a pair of brain deads, bro.
Tim Lang doesn't want to be here today, but he has to, for a 12:30 meeting on Wall Street. As he steps out of the vehicle and reaches for his jacket, Janine notices that, suddenly, the earth is shaking. Thick black smoke starts spreading through the air vents. What is happening? Slowly but surely, the office is starting to turn into a death trap. Janine and others realize how dangerous the situation is quickly becoming and try to leave. But the elevators aren't working. She leads a colleague down the emergency stairwell. It's pitch black. Lights are out and smoke.
Bro. Imagine you're at the top and you have to take the stairs. Bro. Forget it, bro.
Is filling the air. It's becoming harder and harder to breathe. When Tim gains consciousness, his throat is burning. His head is ringing. He crawls through the debris towards his Toyota. The car is wrecked. His surroundings look like a war zone. Tim pulls his sweater over his nose and tries to find an exit. Still dizzy from the blast, he stays close to the ground. But eventually the smoke becomes too thick. With his last breath, he cries for help.
No.
Suddenly, a boot appears in front of Tim's face. He grabs it. 2 rescuers lift him up and drag him through the debris until they finally make it outside.
How the hell did he tank that? Ted's a monster.
Janine and her colleagues slowly make it down the stairs. Together, they count each step out loud to keep themselves from panicking. Then finally, they too reach daylight. As Tim and Janine walk out on the streets, they see smoke, firefighters, and faces covered in soot. They don't know it yet, but they just survived an enormous terrorist attack in the middle of the city. An attack aimed at the heart of America. The armada of police officers and firefighters at the scene evacuate 50,000 people. As the smoke starts to settle, the destruction of the bomb becomes clear. The blast created an enormous crater under the North Tower, a 60-meter deep and 30-meter wide hole going several stories deep. Because of the smoke filling the building, helicopters evacuate people from the rooftop. Ultimately, over 1,000 people are injured, mostly from inhaling toxins. 6 people lose their lives almost immediately, including a pregnant woman and her unborn child.
There was a man still sitting in his car, and you could tell he was dead.
But ultimately, the terrorist plan failed. They wanted to topple the North Tower with their bomb, causing it to fall into the South Tower. But the explosion did not even come close to causing the tower to collapse.
It didn't even kill that guy, bro. Some dog shit explosion. What the hell was that? It didn't do anything.
Closer to the concrete foundations, and the bomb had been even a lot larger, the terrorists might have succeeded. After the attack, Ramzi Youssef is standing across the Hudson River. He's looking at the skyline of New York and is disappointed. The towers are still standing. On the same day, he takes a flight to Pakistan, leaving his co-conspirators behind. Meanwhile, the hunt for the terrorists is on. FBI agents from all over the country fly in to help, and very soon they will make their first arrest. A bomb technician finds evidence in the debris, a twisted piece of metal from a car chassis. They find a vehicle identification number engraved on it. The FBI is able to trace this number back to the original car. It belongs to a Ford Econoline cargo van, registered to a rental company. It has a slightly unusual color, yellow. They quickly uncovered who rented the van: Mohammed Salameh. A few hours after the attack, Salameh enters the rental company office and walks up to the counter. He knows that the van was blown to pieces, but he needs the deposit money to flee the country. Salameh says the van was stolen and requests the $400 deposit. The employee tells him to file a report with the police and come back after that. A couple of days later, Salameh actually returns and tries again, only this time...
There's no way they went through with this plan and he didn't have an extra $400. This was his way to get his $400 back. Like, come on, what is this brain deadery, bro?
The employee at the counter is an undercover...
This guy blew up the car and then came back and said, I need my deposit back. Like,
FBI
what?
agent. Salameh tries to persuade the employee to refund his deposit. He's
Why would
nervous.
he do that? Why would he do... It just doesn't make any sense, bro.
But since the van is missing, he only gets back half. In desperate need of money, Salameh takes the $200 and leaves. Just outside the door, an armada of FBI agents and police officers are waiting for him.
Deserved for being stupid, bro.
But Salameh is just one guy, and the rest of the group is still out there. On February 27th, the day after the bombing, the New York Times receives a letter. We are the 5th Battalion in the Liberation Army. Declare our responsibility for the explosion on the mentioned building. The letter contains multiple demands to the US. All aid to Israel and any interference in the Middle East should be stopped. The terrorists set an ultimatum. If our demands are not met, all of our functional groups in the army will continue to execute our missions against the military and civilian targets in and out the United States. After Salameh's arrest, the FBI searches his apartment and finds evidence that links him to the other conspirators. Ultimately, Salameh's stupidity pulls the thread that uncovers the entire plot. Ahmadinejad finishes his sentence for passport fraud and is released from prison, but on March 9th, he is arrested again. The next day, a SWAT team raids the apartment of another member of the group, the chemist responsible for mixing the explosives. A third terrorist manages to escape to his hometown in Egypt, but local agents manage to capture him. After he confesses participation in the attack, he is extradited to the US, where he is taken into custody. All 4 co-conspirators are found guilty. They are sentenced to 240 years in prison. But one man is still missing, the mastermind behind the attack. In the summer of 1994, Youssef travels to the Philippines under
That only works if your team isn't griefing as well. Yeah, okay, but like, if my team's even, it'll work. They don't have to be, like, massively ahead. Like, bro, we were doing okay, and then what happened? It was like Pantheon overextended on top, and I made a pick on him, and then we killed Vladimir for it right after. It's like, one of them's gonna do something stupid, bro. Everyone's human. Just wait for that.
a new name.
I need to stop trying so hard. Like, I'm gritting my teeth and I'm trying to run my laner down. I'm trying to get a 5-0 lead. And bro, chill out, chill out. On Pantheon, sure, not on any other channel.
In the summer of 1994, Youssef travels to the Philippines under a new name. This is the start of the so-called Bojinka plot. Bombs are to be placed aboard 12 planes bound to the US. The plan is being funded by supposed allies of the notorious Osama bin Laden. Global terrorism is reaching a new dimension. Youssef's plan is set to work in 2 stages. His conspirators board the chosen flight, plant the bombs underneath their seats, and get out at the first leg of the trip. A timer will detonate the bombs during the second flight. To ensure the airline bombs function as intended, Youssef assembles small explosives and conducts a series of test attacks. One bomb detonates.
Why? Like, I get it, extremist. But what the like? Why? What is this? What is this brain damage, bro?
It's in a movie theater in Manila, injuring several people. Another is planted underneath the passenger seat of an airplane.
So why are they killing Filipinos? What the Philippines do to anybody? What? What did I miss?
It explodes en route to Japan, killing a Japanese man. Youssef, on a relentless killing spree, plans to also assassinate Pope John Paul II during a scheduled visit to Manila.
So why is he just killing random Filipinos? What does that have to do with anything? Revenge. Revenge on what? The Filipinos done nothing. They took revenge over 2 million people dead. Wait, what?
Yusuf want all the smoke FR.
Oh. Oh, I see. Yusuf want all the smoke for real.
January 1995, just 2 weeks before the group wanted to execute the Bojinka plot, something goes wrong while building one of the bombs. Concerned neighbors call the fire
Go to sleep. Are you alright in the head? I'm fine.
The police searches the apartment and uncovers stunning evidence. Blueprints for the airline bombing plot and the plans for the assassination of the Pope. Evidence included a Bible, crucifixes, and priest clothing, all part of a disguise to be worn by a suicide bomber.
Bro, this guy sucks, bro.
Ultimately, Yusuf's plans fail. Yet, he manages to escape, again, this time to Pakistan. About 1 month later,
May God accept your fast. Thank you, Jarina. Why did you say that? Are you Muslim?
a student he had attempted to recruit betrays him to the authorities in Islamabad. Ramzi Youssef is captured at last. Federal agents transport him back to the US. In January 1998, he is sentenced to life in prison, plus an additional 240 years. In March 1993, the South Tower reopens, followed by the North Tower 2 weeks later. Janine Ali, Tim Lang, and thousands of others go on
Where's Yusuf from?
their lives and return to work in the World Trade Center. While Ramzi Youssef spends his days in a prison cell, his uncle Khalid Sheikh Mohammed is involved in planning a different attack.
Bro, Americans are dramatic. What? We're doing some dark stuff today. This is the dark arts. Inside Air Force One during 9/11. Alright, that's enough 9/11, bro. The ending with the clock was crazy. I was so busy looking at the date that the plane caught me completely off guard. It's really good storytelling skills. Like, if we're gonna watch another one, it should be this guy's. This guy's insane. Why are you so interested in 9/11? I'm not. Someone sent it in. Relax. Don't get me arrested, man. This guy's good. This guy's good. He's really good. This is what we need to be watching in queues. Boss man, already went to bed and then going to the gym. And you? I've been streaming League of Legends all day and losing. Spear, you love... Okay, bro, you can't say that. South Korea is a dystopia. Bro, the whole world's a dystopia right now. Not just South Korea. What was in Bin Laden's hard drive? Alright, we can't watch that. We can't watch that. The CIA is going to knock on my door.
May 1st, 2011, Abbottabad, Pakistan. This compound is large, but it's nothing fancy. Inside, you'll find dozens of chickens, some vegetable patches, a cow, and the world's most wanted man.
No way.
Only a handful of people know that Osama bin Laden and 16 members of his family have been living here for the past 5 years. They've taken great care to be as self-sufficient and under the radar as possible. They're a tight-knit family, and every night they have intense debates about the future of Al-Qaeda, especially lately. Like always, bin Laden goes to bed with one of his 4 wives. Tonight, it's the youngest.
Well, shut up, bro. Shut up. What am I reading? Like, what am I reading? Huh? What am I reading? Bro's getting inspired. Shut up, man.
Like always...
Alright, chat. Chill out, bro. I knew someone was going to say some dumb shit like that. MashaAllah, 4 wives. Okay, chat, chill, man. Chill.
Laden goes to bed with one of his 4 wives. Tonight, it's the youngest.
It is Giga Chadri, innit? Like, I'm sorry, bro. It is, though. It is, bro. I want to be like that. Not like him, but as in, like, I want to have 4 wives.
Amal. They're fast asleep, cuddling their 3-year-old son, when they're startled around 1 a.m. Is that a storm? Amal reaches to switch on a lamp, but bin Laden stops her. He knows this sound. It's not a storm, it's helicopters. Bin Laden panics. The Americans are here. They found him. He's forgotten to load his AK. This won't end well for him. And another realization sets in. They are going to find his hard drives. 3 terabytes of Al-Qaeda's secrets. Nothing could be worse. He'd rather be captured and killed than to have this data exposed.
Oi, bro, this is cinema, bro! This is cinema! Bro, this guy's good, man. He's good. He's good. He's really good.
Before we begin, for more background,
all I'm saying is,
like
if you guys find my hard drive,
videos.
I'm finished. I'm finished. You're gonna find out I'm not the man you think I am.
Fantastic short docs by our colleague and friend Neo on how Bin Laden
Thank
was
God
found.
I got that failsafe on my hard drive that, like, if it gets broken into without the code or some fishy shit activity I haven't logged in a day, it blows up on its own. Thank God. Like, it clears itself.
Also, this video is largely based on the book The Bin Laden Papers by Nellie Lahoud. Links are in the description. Now,
bro, you're from the
let's
UK,
dive
what's
into
your
the
words? I
incredible
don't have
story
anything on my hard
behind
drive,
these
sorry.
hard drives.
Good evening. Tonight, I can report to the American people and to the world that the United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden.
Isn't there a conspiracy that these guys are capping? And he only said this so he could stay in office? Because he done literal shit in his term? No, Obama pisses me off. I don't trust him either, but apparently he done such, like, dog shit in his term. Like, the economy went downhill, crime rates went up, everything went, like, downhill. To the point where he just had to make up some bullshit, and then he said they actually didn't find him. That's the conspiracy. You see what I'm saying? No, they actually caught him, I think. But that's the conspiracy. They were capping just to keep this guy in term. Or, like, just so he could get re-elected.
When the US Navy SEALs raided Abbottabad to capture bin Laden, they were supposed to stay for only 30 minutes or less. Most successful missions take no longer, and any delay would amplify the danger. But when they spot, quote, a shit ton of computers in the compound, the potential intelligence value is too tempting. They deviate from the plan to return.
That is the most brain-dead take I've ever heard from someone who just outed himself as having no knowledge about American politics. Good thing I play League of Legends, and my opinion doesn't mean anything. Second of all, I was talking about a conspiracy I heard, and not what I think. So calm down, mate. Yeah? Relax. Got Hassan Arbi over here, bro.
ASAP. They gather up the electronics and deliver them to the CIA. Sifting through the files is a gargantuan task. Every Arabic-speaking linguist in the intelligence community is on the...
Wait! Osama bin Laden was Arabic? Wait, what? Go back again, let me hear this again.
Potential intelligence value is too tempting. They deviate from the plan to return ASAP. They gather up the electronics and deliver them to the CIA. Sifting through the files is a gargantuan task. Every Arabic-speaking linguist in the intelligence community is on the job. There's lots of normal stuff you might find on just about anyone's computer.
His name is
home videos,
Osama, bro. Bro, I thought he was from Pakistan.
news clippings, memes, excessive amounts of pornography. Then there is the expected terrorist content, Al-Qaeda propaganda, and so on. But that's not the interesting part. On these hard drives, US intelligence discovers a treasure trove of letters. The bulk of Al-Qaeda's communications were typed or handwritten, then transmitted by couriers on a SIM card. For security reasons, bin Laden did not have internet access the whole time he was in hiding. The letters were exchanged through what Al-Qaeda called a closed circle. A courier moved between two intermediaries, one on bin Laden's side and one on the side of his trusted associate in North Waziristan, a mountainous part of Pakistan bordering Afghanistan.
How did they find?
Security measures were so stringent that the courier did not know about the letters he was transmitting, and bin Laden never met him or knew who he actually was. Using couriers was cumbersome and dangerous, but it worked. For 10 years, bin Laden successfully remained hidden, and the world was in the dark when it came to Al-Qaeda. Until, of course. We rely heavily on high-powered computers to produce these videos, but sometimes we might just want to work in a cafe or abroad or on the beach even. We can't take our giant desktops with us.
Alright, chat, keep the conspiracies to yourself, man.
Regularly, and can highly recommend it.
Don't bring up any conspiracies.
Upon discovery of the hard drives, the CIA got straight to work extracting the immediate intelligence gains. What they found, they acted upon quickly. For example, the files helped them locate Al-Qaeda's chief operations officer in Pakistan's tribal regions. They killed him by a drone strike within 4 months of the Abbottabad raid. Al-Qaeda's top legal scholar was found and killed shortly after. But after these quick results, many of Al-Qaeda's secrets remained buried on these hard drives, coded in the countless letters. It would take years to grasp the content of all these communications, and help came from outside the CIA.
And what I wanted to do was actually to chronicle Al-Qaeda's history post 9/11. And I wanted to do it through the letters. Not through secondary sources, but through the letters.
This is Dr. Nellie Lahoud. She studies the evolving ideologies of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and she led a team that analyzed and contextualized the contents of bin Laden's papers.
The declassification process began in 2012, and by 2017, the declassified files were massive. At one point, I came to realize this is where I was going to find Al-Qaeda's internal communications. And
this guy's such a brain dead. He goes, rat! What do you mean rat, bro? Shut up, man. Chat, what do you rate Osama? Okay, chat, don't answer that. Shut up, man. I highly suspect Corky was behind all of this. How is the video called? The video is called What Was in Bin Laden's Hard Drive? What the hell are we watching, man? Boss, you kind of look like Osama, no, I don't. It was literally hella hentai. Google it. Wait, really? But really? No shot. Is Hamza related to him? Shut up, Druida, man. Right.
These
seemed
were
kind of rough. No, he's just shit.
97,000
Of course it seemed rough.
files. I was
You
fortunate
shouldn't
that I
even
was
be in this elo. Who's this guy? Bless
to
him.
have the support
I'm trying not to
of
be
two
toxic, bro, but like, what the fuck just happened? That
research
game?
assistants who were native Arabic speakers like me.
Lahoud and her assistants looked at all nearly 100,000 documents, and what they uncovered is astonishing. The letters reveal bin Laden's character and Al-Qaeda's inner workings. They lay bare bin Laden's future plans and deepest fears. They help map out the global jihadi landscape, and they offer a definitive account of Al-Qaeda's post-9/11 history.
What kind of a person my jungler is right now.
Which up until then was
I'm
deeply
learning a lot about
misunderstood.
junglers in this.
Tora Bora, which means black dust in Pashto, is a remote and barren part of eastern Afghanistan. Bin Laden loves this region, and knows it well. It held a special place in bin Laden's heart since the 1980s, when he made a pilgrimage from Saudi Arabia to assist the Afghan Mujahideen in the holy cause of fighting the Soviets. He helped fund the construction of cave complexes in the region and recruited fighters who contributed to the broader resistance movement. The Soviets eventually withdrew, and bin Laden believed his contributions to be decisive. The victorious Afghan jihad inspired the formation of Al-Qaeda, which means the base of an Islamist legion that could wage jihad anywhere. At that time, bin Laden and the Americans were on the same side, both in Tora Bora, supporting the Afghan Mujahideen and resisting a Soviet invasion. Now 14 years later, bin Laden is cowering from them, fleeing into the same mountains that he once used as a stronghold. But the CIA are on his tracks. On December 3rd, 2001, the situation turns grim for Al-Qaeda. The Americans start bombing relentlessly. Al-Qaeda members are hiding in caves at 9,000 feet, shivering in 10 degrees below freezing. They have no access to drinking water because it's frozen. The bombs keep raining destruction. Against all odds, bin Laden escapes the US troops, but he's not feeling celebratory. He knows that at any moment he can be killed, so he hastily draws up his will. And in his will, bin Laden writes to his children, "Forgive me, because I have given you only a little of my time since I answered the jihad call. I have chosen a road fraught with dangers, and for this sake suffered from hardships, embitterment, betrayal, and treachery. I advise you not to work with Al-Qaeda." It's a low moment for bin Laden, and it's not just because death is around the corner. It's also because he made a horrible mistake, and now he knows it.
What the letters reveal is that Al-Qaeda had not anticipated that the United States would launch a war in response to 9/11. At most, they thought that the United States would respond with limited airstrikes.
Al-Qaeda was completely unprepared. They didn't even have a plan A. Bin Laden made a huge miscalculation. He believed the United States was fundamentally weak, a paper tiger with no real bite. Not all jihadis suffered from this delusion. In a council shortly before 9/11, high-level jihadis and Muslim religious authorities warned bin Laden that the Americans would attack the whole Middle East if he launched an attack on US soil. But he waved off their concerns confidently. He was certain that the United States didn't have the resources for a counterattack. Bin Laden's stated purpose of 9/11 was to serve as a decisive blow to force the United States to withdraw its military forces from Muslim-majority countries. Well, quite the opposite happened. Now Bin Laden had no choice but to acknowledge the true power of his sworn enemy. Several key al-Qaeda members are already dead, captured or displaced into unfriendly countries. The Taliban, who has been aiding al-Qaeda, has fallen rapidly, but it would take Bin Laden years to publicly admit his mistake. For their part, the United States also misunderstood the power of their enemy, but in their case, the opposite was true. They believed al-Qaeda was far more powerful than it actually was. Up until Bin Laden's death, al-Qaeda was widely perceived to be the major player in the global jihadi landscape. 9/11 shocked the world, and it was assumed that only a very powerful network could harm the world's greatest superpower in such a devastating manner. Most people believed al-Qaeda was still pulling the strings when it came to other Islamist terrorism. The Madrid and London bombings of 2004 and 2005 were falsely reported to have been orchestrated by the group. And for a while, Bin Laden fed that narrative, publicly cheering on jihadis and allowing people to believe that he was calling the shots. Al-Qaeda continued to release public statements, which allowed them to project strength that they did not have. They fed the illusion that the jihadi landscape was a united front.
Bro, get to the documents, man. Let me see what's in his flipping files.
Post 9/11 reality looked quite different.
So when Bin Laden disappeared from the scene, we learned that he stopped communicating with his associates for about 3 years. Now, he was watching the news, he was releasing public statements, but he had no knowledge about what was happening in the world of Al-Qaeda itself because he was hiding. So between 2004 all the way to 2011, all the letters make it absolutely clear that Al-Qaeda did not have the resources and did not have the personnel to mount international terrorism.
Quote-unquote successful jihadis capable of international terrorism were in almost all cases operating independently of al-Qaeda. From the outside, the movement appeared to be united under al-Qaeda, but in reality, the network was riddled with internal divisions. Al-Qaeda was at constant odds with affiliate groups because of differing strategies, power struggles, and serious trust issues. Later letters show that much of al-Qaeda's post-9/11 focus was on managing these tensions. In highly bureaucratic al-Qaeda memos, you can tell that Bin Laden's educational background is in business administration and not religious scripture. He's a hands-on boss with a tendency to micromanage, running al-Qaeda like a failing company. He's preoccupied with the competition, with rebranding, with PR scandals, and with potential mergers. He's anxiously trying and failing to control the affiliate groups. He's afraid different strategies are tarnishing the al-Qaeda brand.
These groups ended up focusing their attention locally, and in the process, they mounted many indiscriminate attacks that saw many Muslim casualties, and this upset Bin Laden deeply.
That guy looked like Charles Oliveira, chat, no? Look at that guy.
Many Muslim casualties, and this upset Bin Laden deeply. Many, if not probably all these attacks, were not authorized by Bin Laden or the top leadership of Al-Qaeda. We find Bin Laden and his associates remarkably calling for less terrorism rather than more terrorism out of these groups. But this isn't to kind of paint them.
In my opinion, Bin Laden's story is a fake narrative created by the US. I can see it.
As being, peaceful makers. They wanted the attacks of all these groups to be targeting the United States.
The United States' counterterrorism efforts didn't reflect any of this complexity. The Americans believed that al-Qaeda was growing stronger.
Of course you can, yep! I don't believe everyone in power is good, bro. I don't believe the people in power in most countries aren't driven by money and power and driven by the benefit of their society. I don't buy that, I'm sorry. I think a lot of these brothers in power are some psychopaths. Respectfully, innit? So it's not that I believe in conspiracies, but I can see it. I can see it. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Everyone's driven by greed. Listen, chat. I know what you guys are gonna say. Yeah, whatever, spit. I'm genuinely not. That's the I've noticed. I've come to realize. Okay. When I was 19, 20, I wanted to be like a Giga Chad psychopath. there was one quote from Vegeta. Uninhibited by foolish emotion. In the past couple of weeks, maybe months, I've come to realize I'm a pussy. Maybe I'm not a pussy, but I've got such a soft heart. Like, my mother done such a good job raising a good boy. I might have one of the softest hearts I know, and I don't know how that's possible, bro. And it's also, and this is also the reason, I grew up in a circle of good people. You see what I'm saying? I grew up in a circle and circles of good people, and I was kind of sheltered from genuine evil, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? Most people at 25, and I might be coping, aren't as innocent and soft as me, bro. And maybe soft, but they're not innocent. Innocent in the sense that, bro, I didn't know a lot of this shit existed. I believed in the good in people. I've only come to realize, and in recent months, that, bro, you know what? There's some really, really crooked people out there. Like, what? I'm talking evil from, like, movies. Like, you watch movies, you're like, nah, no one's like that. Nah, bro, people are like that. You just haven't come in contact with them. That's what I've come to realize. Swear to God. Actually, bro, but I didn't know this. Didn't know this. Worse, way worse. I swear, there's criminals and villains in movies, and you're like, you see a bit of good to them. Bro, there's some people. There's no words in the English dictionary that can... You can't, like, vocabulate, that's a word, exactly how evil these guys are. Like, you run out of words. Really, really, there's people like that, bro. And then you start to realize a lot of those people are very money hungry and power hungry and driven by greed. And you know where you end up? You end up in a political position when you're driven like that. You end up, well, you're power hungry. So what are you searching for? Searching more and more power. And you think these guys give a singular fart, I don't want to swear, about the average hard-working guy in London? You think they give a singular fart when they're passing laws or making decisions in legislation? You think they care at all? Like, not even an ounce of them. You think they give a singular shit? No, bro. These brothers are evil. Right. Wait, aren't you well off and said you'd be a good Prime Minister? First of all, I'm not well off. Yep. Second of all, I would be a good Prime Minister, which is why I wouldn't be able to be a Prime Minister. I'd be killed before I can make it there. Right. I'm like, listen, we need to start taxing the rich more. None of these dumbass tax breaks. Yeah? Corporation tax needs to go up. Yeah? And then actual income tax needs to go down. Yeah? For the average working brother. You guys that are working hard, right, trying to pay rent and get by, you brothers shouldn't be paying 40 to 45% tax. That is a scam. We are scamming you. On top of that, these property owners can't own more than 5 properties at a time. Yeah? None of this Saudis coming in and Qataris coming in and whichever guys coming in, some Indians coming in and they're buying out estates in London. And then the property prices just going up and they're buying them to sell them. Bro, these are assets, I understand. Property you can make money from. But people need to live somewhere, bro. You can't be cooping up everyone, shared flats. And it's like that they share the bathroom and they share this and share that, bro. It's not a nice place to live. Like, you can't live like that, low key. You can't. It's getting out of hand. Like, you can't do this. You can't, I'd be fixing it. So the property prices aren't so unbearable that the average guy in London can't go on holiday every year, bro. Give me a true in the chat, man. That's what I'd do, but guess what? I wouldn't make it for. Right, life is disgusting, everything's about money. Yeah, it's true. Forget holiday, the guy can't live. Bro, it's so sad, like, you see people that have respectable jobs, legit good jobs. And they can't live properly, bro. They're living frugally. What? Like, bro, this guy lives a good... He should be rich. Brother's living frugally. What is that? No. Like a skill-based job, like a good trade, chat. You see what I'm saying? And then it just forces people to, like, try and basically find loopholes in the system and, like, beat the system. Whether it's not paying tax, whether it's, like, asking for council benefits or some shit like that. They have to, bro. They're not gonna live. You see what I'm saying? Like... I swear I'd be the best Prime Minister the country's seen since... I can't remember a good Prime Minister, to be honest with you. Right. Robbing a bank. Yeah, shit like that, man. Can I get the stream if you get assassinated? No. Nobody's getting the stream. Get my piss stream. That's about you. Calm down, mate. Oh. That is so nice, I'm not gonna lie. Well played, man. Well played, well played. Thanks, boss. That's what you get for spreading communist propaganda. Communist propaganda! For saying that rich people need to pay tax like the flipping poor people. That's communist propaganda! That they have to pay tax like the rest of us. Is it? Communist. Fucking brain dead. Right. What? Nah, let these guys that just, I don't know, invest in properties, yeah? And they own 35 different real estates, yeah? Let them just keep making 50 mil a year without paying tax on it. Meanwhile, this brother's making 50k a year and he's paying 40%. Piss off. Am I lying? That's some bullshit. What is that, bro? Communist propaganda. Ah, shut up, bro. Right. Will you forget us when you make it big one day? Inshallah I do, yeah. No, I'm trolling. I know, bro. Stream is the best part of my life. Wait, you guys make 50k a year? Thing is, 50k and like 50k pounds in London isn't a lot at all. I swear you'll barely get by trying to in a relationship without kids. I swear you'll barely get by. 50k before tax. After tax, yeah, fine. Don't you need a degree to earn 50k in London? That's my whole point. And like, it's good jobs, but they're barely getting by. Do you understand what I'm saying? They shouldn't be like that. Like, bro, I understand barely getting by when you're working in retail or something, or a warehouse. I worked at a warehouse. That makes sense that I'm not getting paid enough to live. I get that, bro. These are good jobs, highly respectable jobs, bro. Trade jobs, like shit you need in the community, the plumbing, electrician, like, bro, these brothers barely get by. Like, what the how's that happening? How's that happening? Something's wrong with the system. Am I capping, bro? Something's wrong. So guess what? All the good surgeons, all the good whatever, teachers, anything, they're all leaving the country, bro. They're getting paid off by Qatar to go teach there, or go become a doctor there, or like in Saudi or Emirates or something. Unironically, why the hell would you stay here? So now you go to the NHS for anything. 12-hour wait time, bro. You're bleeding out on the seat. You're about to die. They're just wait for us, yeah, what you mate? And then you go in there. It's all trainees. No one knows what the fuck they're doing. You need a nurse. Nurse doesn't know what she's doing. She's in training. Unironically, there's no one, bro. I'm serious. I swear I'm not exaggerating right now. Go already. I love how we just talk about London problems every time I stream. All right. No, it's true though. London is cooked. It's just going downhill and it's getting worse every year, man. And it's so sad because there's a bunch of people like, the property prices are gonna go down this year. They're gonna go down this year, and then they double. And they're like, okay. Well, I guess I'm never gonna afford a house in my life. It's like, bro, what? But he works a really good job. It doesn't matter. He's a plumber. Takes care of the community. We need plumbers, otherwise we'll die. Nah, he's never gonna afford a house. Unlucky, mate. What, bro? Come watch Panther Mechanics, stayed for economics Teskir. And then the government goes around spending taxes, supporting genocide. Yeah, but you know what? There's still so much, like, there's so much corruption, bro. There's legit so much corruption. Right. Spear as world president. I'd get killed, bro. The rich's wealth just keeps compounding out of control. No, be rich, but they don't pay tax like everyone else. That's what's confusing, bro. Like, what's going on there, mate? Right. True. You know what I've come to realize, yeah? Poor people pay taxes. Swear to God, bro. You don't either, boss. I do. I'm not gonna be. Sue, tell you that. Right, but legally, dumbass loopholes. Right. Brother, the thing is, rich people are getting richer, yeah? Poor people getting poorer. It's not that poor people are getting poorer, it's they can afford less and less. Yeah. So it feels like they're getting poorer. Even though their salary might go up slightly. Even though it's not really gone up in the past like 20 years. It's been the same shit. Right? Chat. No more economic and political talks, yeah? Chat, am I allowed to rant or not? That's my question. Like, do you guys enjoy it or no? Bro, am I allowed to rant? I'm just talking. Like, I don't have a flipping degree in anything. I don't know what I'm saying, but like, I kind of know what I'm saying, though. Like, I swear it makes sense to me, bro. What are you even ranting about? You're rich. I'm not rich. And also, I pay my taxes. Okay? Listen, here's the truth. There's ridiculous wealth. Yeah? Where they don't even work anymore, bro. They just sit on 12 properties and the properties pay them millions a year. Yeah? That's the wealth I'm talking about. Right? They don't do shit for society. Me, I'm out here doing the hard work. Streaming. Entertaining the youth. Playing Pantheon every day. This is benefiting society right here. Give me a true in the chat. This is what I'm talking about. I'm at the same level as surgeons and dentists. Give me a true. That's me. Beneficial to society. These guys, they take the money away from you. Yeah? Let me tell you what they do. They buy out properties. And then they sell it to you. Right? Where does the mortgage go? Where does the debt go? It doesn't go into the air. They start charging interest on you. And they start making you pay. And or the rent starts going up. Hey, you need to start paying me, mate. You don't want to buy it? Someone else will buy it because everyone's desperate. No one's got nowhere to live. Haha. Well, you want to buy it? You want to try to find another property? They're all going up. I've got my cousin. He's buying the other properties out as well. Oh, shit. Yeah, they take our money in subs. Yeah, but I'm spending your money. What am I spending your money on? Nothing. It's getting saved in my bank account because I'm a bum. And I don't know how to use money. And I'm not that much into finance because I don't care about money like that. Give me a true in the chat. I'm not buying your house, am I? Bro, you're more rich than 90% of the chat. That's not true. Stop talking about me, yeah? We need to focus on the other rich guys. You need to focus on the rich guys. I'm not rich. What are you focusing on me for? Piss off, bro. Right. It's facts, and it's not facts. I'm on your side right now. Flipping hell. Just let me make enough money so I can leave you guys as well. Alright. You have a mum and a dad, you're rich. No, but I'm the first one to say money doesn't buy happiness. I'm the first one to say the best things in life come free. That is absolutely true. Companionship, loyalty, friendship, a conversation with your dad, being able to hug your mother, being able to still call up your mum and ask her how she is. That's true wealth right there, bro. Truly. There are people that would sacrifice everything they have just to talk to their father one more time because it ended on bad terms. You see what I'm saying? And now that person has to live with that guilt the rest of their life. And they would give anything, just to talk to their dad one more time. Just one more conversation. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? That's wealth. The best things in life come free. Okay? So be privileged that you have a lot going for you right now. Yeah, because he hasn't met my father yet. Stop talking some shit you saw in a movie already. I don't use Reddit and I don't watch movies, you brain dead. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, that being said, people need a place to live, bro. And the rent in London's too flipping high and it's only going up. And the wages aren't following the rent. And the tax is only going up. And they're talking about increasing it as well. Like I won't swing on a politician in-game. Like, bro, are you kidding me? That is ridiculous. We're going to have a war with Russia, guys. We're going to have to increase the tax so we can fund our military. What? Shut up, bro. Who's going to war with Russia? Not me. I ain't going anywhere, bro. Put the tax down and stop being dumb. Right. And ironically, that's what they're saying on the news. I got some Russian viewers, bro. I ain't going anywhere near them. They pay me money. You don't. Can't. Sorry. How are the Russians in my chat doing? God bless you guys, man. Right. Put Spear on the front line. I ain't going anywhere. Unironically, you suck for real. No, but you get my point, chat. Like, what are they spending this bullshit on? There should be some diplomatic fix to this, yeah? We are not going to war and having millions of people die for flipping nothing. So some fat politician's happy. No, bro. I'm good. It's 2020 flipping 5. Grow up. Let me talk to him. Let me talk to him, bro. I'll talk to him. I'll fix all of this. Let me talk to him. I'm serious. I'll fix it. There are Russian speaking guys here. I'm one of them. There you go. Spear about to overthrow the government with the Twitch chat. Chill out. I'm not doing anything. Don't kill me. I'm not doing shit. I don't even know who that guy is. Ban him. Man can't even fix his hairline. He can fix this. We need the Karl Marx emote for these rides. I don't even like Karl Marx. I thought he was a weirdo personally. Marxism. Whatever the hell his bullshit was. Bro, I'm not a communist. I'm just saying.
Everything.
People with respectable jobs that are like in good trades should be able to survive, bro. Forget start a family. That's beyond. Like, you need two pay household, whatever that is. Dual pay flipping, yeah, whatever that is. You need that regardless if you live in London. That's okay, cool. That makes sense. Raiders, listen to Spears yapping. Listen, we're not talking about anything serious right now. We're talking about the economic and political situation of London and the UK as a whole. Where the hell is this guy? Just put the fries in the bag, little bro. Lazarus, why are you doing this to me? And I thought we were friends. Stand behind me and Spear. We'll make no place for the rich in our world. No. I'm not doing all of that. This is not a revolution. Don't shoot me. Like, relax. I'm not trying to... But they need to start paying taxes like the rest of us hard-working men. I have to play League of Legends every single day. Do you know how hard that shit is? I pay my taxes. Okay? They need to pay their taxes and there needs to be a limit. Make them put the money in gold or some shit like that. That's an asset that makes sense. You can't make these guys buy out all the flipping properties and use it to generate income. Because now there's nowhere to live. Like, I get it. Property can generate income. True. I get that. I understand. That makes perfect sense to me. But it's also needed for someone to live. You can't, like, brother, people are living in cottages in London. You want to buy a place in London, you're paying 500k minimum for a 1-bedroom flat if you want it in a nice area. Bad area, 2-bedroom. Swear to God, I'm not exaggerating with that number as well. Swear to God. Who's got 500k in the bank? Who's got 500k lying there? No one's got that, bro. What are you doing? That's minimum in the good areas, like the really nice areas. You're paying $1 million. Unironically, pounds. This is Great British pounds I'm talking about here. Tell the UK to use their tax dollars to fix Pantheon. Brexit is kicking Pantheon out next year. Why are you still alive, you freak? Alright, let's watch Osama bin Laden, bro.
They were fixated on Al-Qaeda as the main threat, pouring a huge amount of resources into finding bin Laden. And just after the 9/11 attacks, the Bush administration passed the authorization for the use of military force. This legislation allowed military force to be used against anyone considered to be associated with the attacks, without requiring explicit approval from Congress. If a jihadist could reasonably be linked with Al-Qaeda, the military...
Now all I'm saying is, if I ever get arrested or assassinated, it was this stream right here. Remember this one. Mark the date. This was the stream that done it. Just saying.
...in the region could be pursued more swiftly. Meanwhile, other, more threatening jihadi groups were growing in strength, outside the purview of the Americans' enormous military resources. As a result, in
you do realize you don't have to pay the taxes as well. Just exploit the same loopholes the rich do. I'm gonna do that. Sorry, chat. Bro, look, you can't survive otherwise. Like, I'm serious. I don't even know how you can even try and save up. Nah, don't give me nah. Don't give me nah. Don't give me nah. Don't give me nah like that. Yeah? Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Don't make me feel bad for some bullshit, yeah? If everyone else is doing it, I'm doing it as well. No, you can't say that. I can't say that. I'm gonna do it legally. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I've been thinking about it. Hello, HMRC. I'd like to report a league player. They can't do shit. It's legal. They're doing it.
2014, Al-Qaeda was overtaken by a
Tax avoidance is perfectly legal. It's like, you know, not paying your tax is illegal. Finding ways to pay less tax is legal.
Jihadist group. A group that was formerly an offshoot, they had broken away, largely due to strategic disagreements. Bin Laden tried and failed to keep that group under control, but after a point, they simply stopped responding to his letters.
Tax evasion is my
that
jam.
Group
it's
is
not
now
tax
known
evasion.
as ISIS.
Tax evasion is illegal.
The letters reveal another fascinating delusion of Bin Laden, which helps explain why he was ultimately captured.
It's a feature. It's a feature. Like, they need to patch it. Like, don't get mad at me. Patch it. I'll stop using it. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. That's fine. But right now, it's in the game. Everyone else is using it. I'm using it. What? Do you know what you guys are basically arguing right now? Yo, Spear, don't use that all... What are you doing? Why are you doing that on Riven? Stop using the auto cancel animation. That's not fair. That's not fair, little brother. Once they patch it, I'll stop doing it. They're not gonna patch it, so I'm doing it.
For nearly a decade, bin Laden has been on the run from the US. His entire life and the lives of his family members are focused on evading capture. It pains bin Laden that his family is stuck in hiding. The papers show that he's a caring family man who is intensely worried about the safety and well-being of his loved ones. He might be a mass murderer, but he reads his grandkids stories every night. It's a tough life in isolation, but his careful security measures have kept him safe. At one point in 2010, bin Laden receives a letter that one of his couriers might have been captured. This would compromise everything.
But instead of really starting to pack his bag, he chose to stay where he did.
Why?
Why? Bin Laden had a soft spot for his family. At that time, his wife, who was detained in Iran, as well as his son, were released, and they wanted to join him.
So bin Laden's role as a kindly patriarch may have been the reason for his ultimate downfall. He was too wrapped up in his family matters to give the courier threat his full attention. But there was another reason, something completely unexpected. A world historical event. Not he nor the world at large saw it coming. Suddenly, bin Laden's obsession with security took a
Why is Spear watching Spear looking at a computer? What the hell are you talking about?
role because his attention shifted. In December 2010, a wave of uprising thunders throughout the Arab world. People are fed up with corruption, poverty, and authoritarianism. The Arab Spring sends shockwaves through the Middle East and the rest of the world. The initially peaceful protests turn deadly. Governments are overthrown. Civil wars erupt. At first, bin Laden is overjoyed that people are demanding the removal of corrupt dictators, which he and other jihadists have been advocating for years. Bin Laden sees a power vacuum, and he plans to fill it. He's long wanted to instigate regime changes in the Arab world. After all, that was the whole point of September 11. The United States was backing authoritarian regimes in Muslim-majority countries like Egypt and Saudi Arabia. The attack was meant to force them to retreat from the region. Then their puppet regimes in the Arab world would fall, and Al-Qaeda could swoop in and install Taliban-style utopias. And now the people are overthrowing these regimes themselves. What could be better? Bin Laden and his family are excitedly preparing their response. We know this from a handwritten family journal found during the Abbottabad raid. The journal recorded the conversations of bin Laden's family, leading up to the night before his death. Every day, they're having intense debates about how Al-Qaeda should navigate this new reality. There's just one problem. Al-Qaeda isn't exactly at the forefront of the protesters' demands. It seems that many people want democracy, and not a caliphate. And the situation keeps changing rapidly, so strategizing is tricky. In his last few days, bin Laden relies a lot upon his two millennial daughters to formulate a stance. Maryam and Sumaya are 19 and 21 at the time. The journal reveals them to be sharp, passionate, and willing to challenge their father. They ask him the hard questions, like, is it possible that some among the new generation will believe that political change can occur without jihad? After all, the West intervened in support of overthrowing the Libyan dictator and seems generally in favor of the uprisings. Bin Laden is stumped. At points he is almost hopeless in his confusion. One day saying, "We cannot do anything except intensify our prayers." But his daughters push him to make a statement. The political moment is too important to waste.
So the role of his daughters was remarkable, and we find in the letters by various family members that Maryam and Sumaya, to quote one letter, worked very closely with their father, and their writings were broadcast on TV, meaning that it was their work, their writings, that bin Laden had delivered in his public statement over the years. So clearly they were doing the heavy lifting at home. They were all on the same page in terms of their loyalty to jihad, their loyalty to, their commitment rather, to the cause for which bin Laden had spent his life doing. It was a family affair.
At the end of bin Laden's life, the papers reveal a man who is fearful, paranoid, and incapable of materializing most of his plans, large and small. He never achieves another large-scale attack on the United States.
Am I the only one that felt like this video was a bit of a letdown? Where was the plot twist? Where was the flavour? That what happened? Ah, no more of this, man. I'm getting a headache with this, brother. Mods! Ayo, police! What was this? Delete the VOD. Hide it all. Hide the hard drive.
Like always, Bin Laden goes to bed with one of his 4 wives. Tonight, it's the youngest.
Well, shut up, bro. Shut up. What am I reading? Like, what am I reading? Huh? What am I reading? Bro's getting inspired. Shut up, man.
Like always.
Alright, chat. Chill out, bro. I knew someone's gonna say some dumb shit like that. MashaAllah, 4 wives. Okay, chat, chill, man. Chill.
Laden goes to bed with one of his 4 wives. Tonight, it's the youngest.
It is Giga Chat to read it. Like, I'm sorry, bro. No, like, no way. Like, the fact, like, the 4th wife. Like, come on, chat, bro. Don't do that to me. It is, though. It is, bro. I want to be like that. Not like him, but as in, like, I want to have 4 wives.
Amal. They're...
What? Am I lying, bro? Like, chat, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Right. What's this? Old Spearhead Riz, holy. Man, SWAT team incoming. I'm saying I want 4 wives too. I'm not allowed to say that. Wait, is that illegal? That is illegal, isn't it? Oh, I don't want 4 wives. I was joking. It's all funny. I'm comedy, bro. Right. What's this?
Have you ever done a sober stream, brother?
Can't read mine, no you can't read my poker face. Can't read mine,
It's gotta be fake,
no
right?
you can't read my poker face.
This is fake, right?
Can't read mine, no you can't read my poker face.
Okay.
Poker face, mama, poker face. Mama, poker face, mama, poker face.
It's rolling me out. Is it real?
Mama, poker face, mama, poker face. Right there in this space. Hold them, let them hit me, baby. Play with me. We should play it cause it's a pistol stuff.
Bro, is this real? I'm going crazy.
That's all is hard. I'll show him hard, show him what I've got.
It's fake, it's fake, it's fake. There's no way, there's no way. This was on Bin Laden's hard drive. Chat, why'd you send it again, bro? What is this?
San Jose Project. The San Jose Project was conducted by the U.S. military and involved the testing of various chemical and biological agents on human beings. The project was rooted in the Cold War.
Why all of a sudden? I don't know, bro. We just stumbled upon the videos. I'm sorry, I don't have an interest. Frankly, I don't actually care, to be honest. You know what? Good that he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, I don't actually care. I'm not crazy, but it's interesting, isn't it? I want to know how they caught him, what he had on hard drive.
I love big numbers,
stumbled on it today. What's this?
Have you ever been bitten by a spider before? Spiders typically bite when they feel threatened, but they may also bite for another reason as well. While filming my female Israeli desert huntsman, she decided to sink her fangs into my hand. Now you may be thinking that this was done with ill intent, but in reality, she was just using her fangs to hold on. Believe it or not, many spiders will actually use their fangs as anchors to grip down to objects and surfaces to secure themselves better. You might have noticed already, but she's missing a leg, which could definitely explain why she wanted some extra support for stability. Even smaller spiders will use their fangs for anchoring, much like my female southern black widow. While anchoring down on objects and surfaces, spiders will not release any venom, just in case you were wondering.
I can fix her! Black Widow, gay, yeah! Take it easy, chat. It's a spider, you freaks. Let me guess, you like Elise as well, innit?
Chit chat with my coworkers.
Fucking disgusting, bro. We're not gonna watch this. I didn't actually watch it, I just scrolled down and looked at the comments. Chat, stop looking at women on the internet, bro. Right. Spear, what do I do? I was trying to make sure that we could watch it on stream. Let me watch it one more time. I just want to see one more time if I'm allowed to actually show this on stream or not. It's disgusting. I need to get rich. I need to get rich! I need to get filthy, stinking rich. Forget the talk we had earlier. We need... Don't tax the rich. Don't tax me. Tax everyone else. Right. Show us, please! No, look. I can't show that. That's disgusting. It's honestly, chat, you don't want to see it. Trust me. You don't want to see it. Right, let's go. Let me see another video so I can see if I could show you another video of her. Yeah? One sec. No, we can't. This is ridiculous. No, we're not going to show this on stream. I had to double check, see if I could show. Maybe there's one more video I can show you. Let me just double check, man. There's probably one in here that I can probably show you, alright? Why is my wife doing this? Why is my wife doing this? Chat, we need to go to Colombia. Alright, let's go. What am I doing here? Why am I in this country? Waste of flipping time. Alright, let's go. Link, please. No. Bro, it's Ramadan, ya hmar. Bro, I was making sure I can't show it on stream. I was making sure I can or can't. I was trying to make sure I can't. Like, let me tell you what happened. I was trying to make sure that I watch it first before I see if I can show you on stream. That's allowed. Am I lying? Yo,
You're
that's
just yapping, Lil, bro. Okay, let's focus up on the game. Let's focus on the, the future.
I'm running you down, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, boss. And you do a great job to your fans. And I know I'm speaking for everyone when I say this. We really appreciate these long-hour streams. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lie, bro. Fuck this chat. With a capital F. There's not a single guy in this whole stream. Not one guy, Natty. Not one guy that I actually like. Every name that I see angers me.
I know one guy you like, though.
His name is Anonymous.
Yeah.
But he's not here right now. You see what I'm saying?
And the thing is, chat thinks it's because what he provides. It's really just what he brings to the
It's
table.
not about the money.
Good vibes. You know
I know what
I'm saying?
chat's thinking. They think it's about the money. Of course it's about the money. But it's not about the money, bro. He's a good man.
It's a good man. It's a good man. I'm
Natty,
gonna leave
thank
you
you
to
so
it, boss.
much for the game, sir. Have a good rest of your day, buddy.
I appreciate the wins. Appreciate the wins on the enemy team as well. Bye-bye, boss.
Alright, take care, but this guy's an asshole. Do you see what he said there? Did you see what he said? Did you see what he said at the end? Did you hear that? I'm reporting him to the police. Let me give him a gift. Make him feel bad. Kill him with kindness, chat. Chat, what's a good gift? I'm gonna buy him 13,500 RP. Then he's really gonna feel bad. Give me a true chat. Give him a award, look. Don't leak. I'm gonna make him feel bad. I want him to feel really bad. I might even mess around and go 33,500 RP. I ain't even playing around. I'm serious. Shall I do that, chat? Then he's really gonna feel bad. Then he's gonna be like, man, I shouldn't have said that to him. Do it! WhatsApp Malphite skin. Nah, you don't got them balls. Do it, boss. Might as well go 60k. Shall we mess around and just put £400 in Riot Games' pocket? Since they've done such a good job this season. What do you think? It's glowing, Pog! Better be flipping glowing. This is half my PC right here. Do the 10 quid one, boss. No, what a muck. Don't. Save it. What am I saving up for exactly? What? There's no one in my life that needs this money. That's not true. I could give it to a few people. Chat, these days I'm starting to think people only check up on me so they can ask me for money. Chat, thank you for tuning in to today's stream. I appreciate you tuning in. Like me for real! Chat, thank you for tuning in to today's stream. Like me for real! I appreciate you tuning in. I love you guys. And I'm sorry about the horrible sleep schedule. Oh my god, Cage was playing Minecraft. Hardcore Minecraft.
Oh.
He probably forgot to invite me.
Yeah, maybe.
I was probably on the list, but he forgot. Chat, thank you for tuning in. Love you too. And I'm going to be raiding Elite, actually. I haven't raided Elite in a while. Right. Marriage went Spear. I'm deadly serious, and this isn't even... I'm not joking. I'm gonna probably go to Lebanon within this year or the next year and find a wife. I ain't even joking. I talked to my mum. My mum went to Lebanon and she said, shall I look for a wife for you? I said, like deep down I wanted to say, please, yes. Like that's what, please. Like that's what I wanted to say. But I have to act cool. So I was like, if you want. Like that's, but really deep down, deep down, please. Like that. Please, yes. But obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I had to play it cool. Like, I mean, if you want, all right. But now, actually, I'm gonna probably. Lucky one, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate it. Sir. Double Deep, thank you for the sub. Cyber Zombie, thank you for the sub. Tatami, thank you for the sub as well. Chat, is it weird for me to wanna like spoil? Like, bro, Lebanon depends which part, right? But I want her to come from the outside Beirut part, bro. One of the villages in Lebanon. That way I can spoil her properly, bro. You see what I'm saying? Like, she'll be happy with an egg and cress sandwich. You see what I'm talking about? But, like, I want to ruin her. You know what I mean? Like, I want her to be like, what the hell? Like, I want that, bro. I'm crazy. Chat, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. Take care, everyone. Take care, chat. Bye, chat. Bye.